welcome to season 3 of the PGF. We made it. We are here in 2022, ready to go with the best grappling show out there right now. I really think the PGF matches up with any other show in terms of excitement, in terms of athletes, and just fan enjoyment. As a fan, there is not another grappling show that you can interact with. We have a fantasy. We've got live matches. We tell these guys stories. I mean, I'm really, really excited, Lindsay. As always, my trusted partner. How you doing, Lindsay? What are you most excited for in season 3?
Okay, so there's a couple of things. So I'm very excited to be able to interact with the chat again because, last season we did not go live. I'm also very excited about beating all of you in the fantasy. So you moved your head like that was not going to happen, but it's going to happen.
I just feel like that was a little unprofessional. Starting off the broadcast talking trash to the viewers.
That's just how I'm just going to go ahead and set the tone for the rest of the week.
Yeah, so guys, tonight we have a couple of things going on. We've got the ceremonial weigh-in. So these guys weighed in earlier at 10 a.m. today. So they had all day to make weight. More than 24 hours to make it. They just have to make it one time. So some of these guys cut a lot of weight. Then we are going into the combine. Now the combine is Lindsay, why don't you tell them the exercises?
Okay. So yeah,
and there's the combine.
You were saying stuff about the PGF that makes it individual. Well, what other jiu-jitsu tournament has a combine? So these are going to be our events as best explained or as best understood by the commission. We just had kind of a rules meeting just a second ago. So number 1 is going to be max squeeze. So we have this little device. It's like a grip strength tester, and it'll digitally read what your grip strength is. So that's going to be one event. And there are 10 total events, and the competitors have to choose 5 each that they would like to compete in. All right. Number 2 is going to be squeeze time. So they're going to get on the squeeze, and I guess they have to maintain a max, or they have to, I'm not real sure about this part. Maybe they just squeeze as long as they can. I'm not sure, but it's squeeze time.
I think that's just, I think that's just their squeezing is, I'm not sure if they're using, we're going to find out together with you guys.
Yes. All right. They're going to have, they can perform a plank, and it's going to be a 2-minute max. So, some of these guys can probably, go way above that, but we're going to, cut it off at 2 minutes. Number 4 is dead hang. So we've got a pull-up bar over here, and we're going to test how long they can just perform a dead hang, which that's going to be kind of tough if they do the max squeeze as well. That's going to be wearing on the hands. All right, max push-ups for 60 seconds. So how many can you get in 60 seconds? All right, we're going to perform a Brawl Jump. There's also, we have a new piece of equipment here at 10th Planet Decatur. We have the assault bike. So Black Friday, I went and purchased an assault bike. So we're going to do max watts on the assault bike. And then 8 is going to be reps on the yoga ball. So if you guys have ever seen just some agility training, so the guys are going to go from their knees to their butt without touching their feet to the ground. And again, I'm not sure we're doing reps on that, like knees to butt reps. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not time.
Well, I'm sure that, it'll be probably a max time of 30 seconds to probably a minute.
Right. Okay, you're done. That kind of thing. Then a 15-pound medicine ball shot put. So we're going to measure the distance of them throwing a 15-pound medicine ball. And then the last event is going to be a shuttle run. So here are the comments.
Yeah. So we're going to find out, again, a lot of this stuff with you guys. But looking at this, if I'm a coach, because we have 4 coaches. So this season, it's a little bit different. In season 2, we had 2 coaches. We had a red and a blue team. And really more, we had team captains. We had Elijah Carlton and Hunter Colvin as team captains. This season, we have 4 teams. There's 24 competitors. So 6 competitors on each team, but only 5 are actually going to have matches. There are going to be 1 alternate on each team. So if somebody gets injured, that alternate will step in for them and play those games. So let's say somebody just happens to, kind of hurt their rib and they don't feel like they can go for the next one. Well, they'll have an alternate to come in and do that match for them. Now, thinking as a coach, because some of these coaches, they've never really even seen these athletes. Some of these guys are blue and purple belts. They're not really well known. If I'm looking at the combine list, so if I look at the combine list, I think the thing that would impress me the most would be the assault bike, like just like the watts that you can create on the assault bike.
Definitely.
It's really going to show your explosion. It's going to show like lower body power. I would really I'd like to see a broad jump. Like to me, like the lower body power, just like broad jump. I guess max squeeze. I think max squeeze would be. And I like the 15-pound med ball. Like how far can you shot put that thing?
It's a little bit of upper body strength as well.
Yeah. And then I think the last one would be the reps on the yoga ball. Just let me see what your balance looks like. If I could see an athlete really outperform other athletes, especially if they're a blue or purple belt, that might lead me to pick them over another guy.
Yeah. So you're not saying that this is necessarily for, well, yes, all our competitors should compete in it, but most of the coaches probably know their first round draft pick. What do you say?
Yeah. I mean, again, a guy like Elijah Carlton could come out here, do 3 push-ups. He could jump 2 feet on the broad jump, and he could hang for 6 seconds, and he would still be my first pick.
Right.
This is for the guys that are kind of on that edge, like, hey, who's going to be the guys that don't get to play? Right. So some of these guys, because people in the comments are like, well, some of these guys are going to save energy for tomorrow, and I hear you. But some of these guys tonight is super important. But
definitely.
Caleb Mcallister, not really.
But Caleb Mcallister is probably going to see.
Yeah, but
how many watts he can put on that
Elijah
bike.
Carlton. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked again if he just walked out there and just laid down.
Right.
So, we'll see.
Well, again, I don't know that you're actually. Okay, I can kind of see your face on the camera. You might have to scoot.
I don't mind being close to Scaff. He's choking me up.
Oh yeah.
There we go. You're in now.
Hey, here we go.
Boom. Yeah, so here we are. We're joined by Egghead Warrior, the lovely Egghead. Egghead has he's I'm the voice of the PGF. You're the pen of the PGF.
The pen's mightier than the sword, so I guess that works. Maybe better than a choke. Probably not.
If you guys are looking for any extra ways to kind of follow the PGF, or especially to kind of learn about these athletes before the season starts, Egghead, where can they read some of the work you've done writing about the PGF for this upcoming season?
Well, my blog at eggheadwarrior.com. I have a roll-up recently that has basically all the questions you would have, the schedule, the coaches, the competitors, include the draft board, how the scoring works. It's kind of a roll-up of all the information you would probably need to get you set up and primed to watch the PGF.
Nice. Some of the write-up and some of the work he's done is just really professional, and it's really added a lot to the PGF. And if you're planning on doing the fantasy, which you should, because the fantasy is one of the funnest parts of this PGF, of the PGF, I should say. And Egghead does a phenomenal write-up before each slate of games, and he really gives you a good look of what to expect from each competitor.
I know. I tried to print it out, and I couldn't.
I was actually really honored because Jonathan Roberts said that I made him question some of his picks, and he's the elbow genie. So that's high praise.
Dude, you got the most information of anybody about the PGF. Last season, it was really hard, to argue against any of the things that you were saying because you kept being right over and over and over again. So, yeah, they can't argue with what you're saying.
Well, it's like anything. Analytics in the end are always going to win, and whoever has the most information typically is going to rise to the top. And that's Egghead. Egghead is that in the PGF. So he is our, I shouldn't say fantasy, he is our PGF expert. We're also joined here by Stephen Aiken. Stephen, kind of explain to the people what your role is going to be this, you're going from competitor in season 2 to season 3. What are you going to be doing?
I guess I'm going to be floating around with a microphone, asking people questions, doing some of the interview stuff, trying to, I guess, relate some of the experience that I had to this event to help maybe draw out some of the storyline that everybody's feeling being in here. And then obviously try to help Isaac get through this thing best as possible.
That was one of the things that I really enjoyed about season 2 was those pre and post fight interviews. You know, you get to see or hear what's going on in the competitor's mind, and before a match, like what's their strategy and that kind of stuff. So that was really one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, I think it's really important too, especially like in the heat of the moment, to get that real feeling that everybody has. Because when we had literally when we come off the mats, it's one feeling, but after I had a night to go and talk about it and process all the things or whatever, then you get to put a different feeling on it that wasn't really the one that maybe you were feeling in that moment. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the one that's really important to hammer home, is the one that's in the live moment that you feel. That way you can really evaluate going forward what you're going to do as an athlete for your future.
Yeah. So you're like our Megan Olivia.
Yes, I'm very attractive.
This is like the second or third diss that Lindsay's already thrown down.
She's
awesome. A compliment.
Wait,
that was a compliment.
Are you dissing me or her?
No, I was not. I was not dissing either one. He's trying to throw me under the bus.
I'm just saying, Lindsay came out throwing. She's always just bringing smoke.
I said that I was going to win. I said I was going to win the fantasy league.
Well, you're obviously wrong.
And I said I was just going to go ahead and throw out the trash talk there to get the week started. That's
just
all.
Copy eggheads, and then you can't beat us.
Yeah, but we're getting ready to get started. We've got the ceremonial weigh-ins come in. So again, these guys weighed in this morning. They had all day to weigh in. The first match is at 6 p.m. So we're starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow. This is really important because some of these guys cut a lot of weight. Like I know a couple of the competitors cut, 20 pounds. We're talking about 20 pounds. Just imagine trying to cut that. And a couple of these guys had a couple of brutal weight cuts, so it'll be interesting to see how they refuel. But you'll definitely see some size differences. You'll see Randy Roden and Kevin Primo are just way bigger than everybody else. So Kevin Sherrill coming in here, he wrestled Division I at Northern Iowa.
7 pounds.
He weighed 168.7 pounds. Kevin coming out of Sean Applegate's, he's one of Sean Applegate's guys. Really expecting a lot from Kevin this season. He's one of my sneaky picks to finish in the top 10 and possibly even top 5.
167.5 pounds.
One of the favorites here, we got Gio Ortiz. Gio, black belt out of One Nation. One Nation, it's in Tennessee. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from Decatur. But Gio's been on the scene for a long time, 15 years in the game, and he's looking to become a PGF champion.
Kevin Buring out of Tampa in Atlanta. One of the up-and-comers that's really trying to put his name on the map here in PGF Season 3.
Got Kiahi coming back.
Season 1.
His record in the PGF is 1-19, so he'll definitely be looking to improve. I mean, really, you can only
He's a blue belt now. He's a blue belt now.
He's a blue belt now, but he's also, if you see his conditioning, he looks a lot better now than he did during the first PGF.
He does, man. He looks like a professional. Like it looks like he took this seriously. Like last time, I mean, he's probably 25 pounds down.
Of course, Caleb Mcallister, runner-up of Season 1, Men's Health, one of their fittest men on the planet.
So is Noah 19 or 18?
No, Noah's a senior in high school. He's, I think he just turned 18.
Yeah,
okay, 18.
161.2.
Might even still be 17.
No, he's 18.
He's 18.
Yeah.
He's definitely the quietest guy in the PGF history.
I'm pretty excited to see Manning in here at a 10 plant in Jacksonville. He's been doing a lot of competition over the last couple of years, and I think he's going to put it on for everybody this season too.
Yeah, Manning's really sharp. The last couple times I've seen him, he's looked amazing. He had a really good match at the trials, won one, lost one. But as a purple belt, I mean that's a phenomenal show.
166.9.
Eric Longar back.
Yeah, he looked really good, and he had his moments in Season 1. He definitely had some tough times, but he definitely was out of. He was giving up a lot of weight in Season 1, so these guys are a lot closer to his weight.
Mario coming with some sick techniques on Next Step BJJ Instagram. He was your Louisville qualifier winner and just a real technician.
David Evers.
The guy that says he's going to leg lock everybody.
Careful points.
Regardless of points, right?
He don't care.
Toe holds.
Everything.
He is built just like a power lifter.
I heard you call him Quadzilla, right?
Quadzilla. You'll get to see the quads. They are
Not right now.
intense.
Sorry, they changed it.
Oh. Dude, David Evers coming here. He was trying to get in his interview
Well, I
right
think
now.
they told
Really?
it.
They told them that earlier. I was going to do that. Now,
167.8.
you know,
Oh, I was like, dang,
my
he's
man
ready.
is
He's
switched
ready
to
to
a
talk.
desk job.
Carlos Andres.
See, everybody's
Looking for
Dane
you.
Leak, your Austin qualifier winner, did great at ADCC with 3 submissions.
144.8.
He's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dane's a little smaller than I'd only seen him on film. I've never seen him in person. He's a little smaller than I expected.
Isaac Stackhouse.
He still made a weight cut though.
He's
So
wearing his shoes.
there's more muscle in there under there than you think.
169.1.
All right. Like a boss.
Just looking at the guys out there right now, I mean, Gio definitely looks to be the biggest. I imagine
Josh
Gio probably cut
Gibbs.
about 10 pounds. I think he normally walks about 180-ish.
169.1.
Josh Gibbs had a really good weight cut. He went
Randy
really lean and he
Rogan.
only had to get rid of about 5 pounds of water.
Now, Randy had a hard time getting down on the weight. That's why I had to go back and try to cut another half a pound one time. We're going to see how that
171
does for him
pounds.
going into the season. I think the first day is going to be kind of rough for him on that rebound.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how Randy's developed since season 2. We know he's a D1 wrestler from Duke, but he struggled in the leg game and struggled to put guys away.
157.6.
All right. Matthew Boyle is little.
How much did he weigh?
157.6.
Lewis Collins.
All right, Lewis.
159 pounds.
159. Okay.
As we all know, Lewis Collins is.
The LOG, Jonathan Roberts.
Fan favorite coming back.
170.6.
I mean, Jonathan Roberts definitely one of the fan favorites from all the seasons. I mean, he's probably top 5 in the people's, champ. Most memorable match.
170.4.
Well, this season we got another Elkins. We got Marcus Elkins,
The Captain America pants.
blue belt, state champion wrestler.
I want to go look up what the scale says right now.
He is long. He is 6'4" at least.
171
Oh, yeah.
pounds.
Yeah, Elijah,
Kevin
171.
Primo.
And Elijah looking lean.
Says he feels really healthy.
Kevin
the
with
first
his
time in a while.
cowboy hat on.
170.6.
Kevin coming in. I mean, he's the biggest guy in the PGF this season. He started the weekend like 195. So he lost 25 pounds this week. Yeah.
169.5. Evan DeWitt.
And back-to-back black belts right here. Matt Harrison out of Derby City. Evan DeWitt also does some training at Derby City. Both black belts. Both
Tyler Woolsey.
both going to be interesting plays this year.
163.8 pounds.
Mhm. And that's it for the weigh-ins.
Tyler Woolsey out of Rogue Wave Jiu-Jitsu West Palm Beach was your Fort Myers qualifier winner. If you want to have the best example of
The first event is gonna
10th
be
Planet
max
Jiu-Jitsu, he's probably the
squeeze.
best guy here.
We're measuring
Plays a rubber guard,
the strength of the group.
lockdown, all that stuff.
All right, so going into the first event is max squeeze. We've got a device that measures how much force you can crush. So you just imagine if you were trying to crush like an orange in your hand. These competitors are going to be testing their grip strength and, again, their crush. Very important skill for jiu-jitsu. So we'll see who elects to do that. And I'm excited to see. I mean, it's always fun to kind of see, you got 24 guys, everybody's super competitive. I mean, who's going to come out on top? Who's your guys' pick that has the
All right,
strongest
first up,
squeeze?
Purple belt from 10th Planet Atlanta. This is Kevin Sherrill for the max squeeze.
I gotta say, David
Here's
Evers.
the way it works.
Oh,
He's
that's a good
short, but he's a beast.
compact.
You get two
I'm
tries.
going with Kevin
Wanna take the
Primo.
highest?
That's a good pick,
And
too.
then if you want to,
He's wearing cowboy hat. Dude's done a lot of manual labor in his life.
I'll go Roden.
Well, but your two picks both cut 20 plus pounds for today.
You're
So
right.
are they
We'll
going to
see.
like stress themselves out?
We'll see.
Mm,
We'll
yeah,
see.
We'll see.
David Evers actually put on weight for this.
Mm.
He was bulking up.
Well, let's talk while we're waiting, or while they're measuring a couple of our sponsors. Lonnie Jones, Keeping It with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast, available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So make sure that you're giving him some support.
119.8. So that's pretty good. That's above average male. It's not bad. It's not great. Like a really good score is going to be in the 40s. Like if you get above 140, you're starting to get into some serious squeeze.
I think Keelan got 132 without even really
Gio
trying too
Ortiz.
hard. Uh-oh. Here we go.
All right. Gio, you got anything you want to say to the people real quick?
What up?
All right.
The man of few words.
Hey, where'd Keelan go? I got to get him to clear this.
All right. Also, I'd like to say one of our sponsors is Toehold. The website is shoptoehold.com. They make custom flip flops, and so any competitor that finishes a toe hold throughout the week will get a custom made flip flops from shoptoehold.com.
Dang. He's looking jacked. David Evers is looking jacked right now.
I know he can't put his arms
Have you seen
down.
his Instagram?
No.
He lists what he's lifting, and he is putting up serious
Just
weight
Give it a max squeeze
for a guy of any
register at the top
size.
there.
That's why he built those Quadzilla quads.
Hold on. Let it go. Hit it again. Just
So
a
you
little
guys said that he's a rocket scientist. What is that like?
bit. Okay, we got it.
Is he like an aerospace engineer?
It's gonna-
Or
I think
do you know
it's, I think it's
specifically? like-
structural engineer.
All right,
in the aerospace
126.8.
field. I know that he previously
pretty
worked out
good.
in.
What was it?
So 126.8. He's our new leader. Like I said, the 126 in the 120s,
126.8 for
it's
Gio.
pretty good. But we're not
All
talking
right.
about something you should be like,
Kevin
oh
Buehring.
man, anything over 140,
Kevin
you
is
should
a
be
blue
pretty
belt
impressed
from
by.
10th Planet Atlanta. What can we
Especially
expect to
guys
see
this
from you
weight.
week, Kev?
Good shit.
Yep. All right, got it.
Lindsay is going to get talking to for that later on.
106.8.
106.8. I'm going to need a what?
Is he going to get a talking to for the language later on?
Oh,
Kiahi.
maybe from Brandon.
Hey, you got something you want to say to the people here, Kiahi?
106.8. So Kevin Buehring coming in at 106.8.
Ooh, son. 142.6.
Ooh.
Don't let him get a hold of
Don't let him
you.
grab you.
Dang.
Snap it, turtle boy.
I didn't see that coming. I'm not going to
Caleb
lie.
Mcallister.
Hey, this is what happens. Season 1
You
comes
just
in, he
don't
gets
know.
one win, and he just worked out this entire time.
I love you guys.
Just like hate
This
working
is
out.
called redemption.
You know,
This is the
like,
redemption season for Kiahi.
he's getting those reps in and just like pumping iron, thinking about all these guys.
125.2. You want to try it again? Yeah, you can go again.
Hey, he said you want to try it again.
137.8.
Ooh, 137.8 is pretty good. That's really good.
Noah Randolph.
Well, I think it's what you guys were talking about before. Somebody like Kiahi that really shows out in the combine, he might go from alternate to making that last round of the team.
Absolutely.
No, that's what some of these guys today is very important. Even if it is
100.4.
just squeezing a device, like every little thing these coaches are getting, every little information could be the difference again between them being able to play.
119.2.
Okay, that's not bad for a high
18-year-old,
schooler.
yeah.
119.2. Who's up next? Manning Leverett. He said he was cramping up. You want to do another one? You want to take that first one? 127.4.
Man, these guys are really impressing me.
So the Matt
go
Anderson
with that
wants to
first
know who's the best grip so far.
So far the best grip has
Kiahi,
been
right?
Kiahi at
Eric Longar.
142.6.
Longar. Hey, what's it going to look like this week for you?
I'm going to do better.
These guys are very compelling interviews.
Yeah, I think I think tonight we'll see some people be pretty shy, but as the week goes on, we'll get to see more and more of the personalities really start. To come out.
121.4. Dang, these guys are strong.
Well, we heard the other day from
Mario.
from Kiahi that Eric is
I
really
know he
interested in
doesn't wanna
running
say
it
nothing.
back against Mario because he lost at the Louisville qualifier to him. He's been a little salty since then, so that should be a matchup to look for.
Zing, son.
Yeah, so
That's it. 138.4.
138, man.
You know, he looks small, but if you saw his preview, you know, the size of his neck and the vascularity of his arms.
144.6 was his second score.
144.6. Again, for guys like of this size, that's pretty good, especially for
Dang them
jiu-jitsu
Ocala boys,
athletes.
y'all squeezing all kinds of stuff over there. I don't know how y'all practicing for this, but some of y'all should look into it. Who? You got
I don't think he's going to get on to anybody for
David.
language.
David already went, didn't he?
Fair enough.
Okay, my bad.
So I
No,
think
okay,
Mario's our new
David.
leader, right?
Here we go.
Mario's our new leader.
I don't know if I want to see you squeeze this or not.
So Mario's
Okay.
144. Oh,
It's working.
oh, get ready. David Evers, Quadzilla.
Oh my gosh,
Look
look
at
at his
his forearms.
forearms.
146.8.
I think that's it.
146.8. That's our new leader.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh-oh. Give him a second shot.
Oh, I think I saw. Okay. That was only 145. So 146.8.
Yeah,
Only
146.8. So we have a new leader in David Evers. So
Dane Leak.
there we go. Egghead.
It's in the lead.
Egghead's in the lead.
It's almost like I've done this
All
before.
right, big dog.
Analyzing.
I can't wait for Kevin to beat you.
All right. 110.6.
110.6.
Carlos.
So what's a bad score would be anything really under 100 for a guy that's, 160, 170, anything under 100 is not very good. 100 to 115, pretty average.
123.2. Here, run it one more time.
That's not bad. Yeah, anything in the 120s is pretty good.
That's good. All right, we'll go with that first score. That was 113 that time.
Well, you also got to think that like the sample
Isaac
you're getting is
Stackhouse.
all grapplers, all people that have dedicated themselves to manhandling people a lot. So they're probably going to be more representative, a stronger set of the population.
All right.
Oh yeah, for sure. You would expect these guys to be above the average.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. 97.
97. So Isaac coming in at 97.
Josh Gibbs.
Josh Gibbs from Virginia, season 2 didn't really go his way. He was one of the smaller guys. Him and Elijah were probably the two smallest guys in that season. So he's looking to come back and run it back against guys his size.
I wonder if there's some strategy here too,
109.
because maybe this might be one of the least physical exerting events.
All right, Randy,
And so
you're
people
up.
might be choosing this to save themselves for that opening night after a weight cut.
All right, so here's my pick. We'll see how this goes.
12.
Okay. 122.6.
Okay.
122.6.
Okay. 131.4. That's
Okay, 131.4. That's very good.
There's an interesting comment that says anything
Matthew
over 126 could technically crush a coconut. I don't know if that's true, but that sounds pretty impressive.
I mean,
Yep, for sure.
we'll see. We got Matthew Boyles, maybe the most interesting guy this season.
79.4.
I think he's going to be at 79.4, but he can
Lewis.
ride a unicycle.
Well, he was one of the smallest weight-wise as
He's-
well, right?
I think Andres is the smallest, but he's right there with them.
Okay, 130.8. You want to run it again?
Oh, wow. Lewis getting that squeeze.
We've always known he's really, really tough.
All right. Yeah, we'll go with the first one.
Yeah,
J-Rob.
130.8 is pretty
The
good.
elbow genie. See if
Uh-oh.
he's the
I think Jonathan's going to have a shockingly, really good one. Maybe the best. I'm just saying that because he does gi.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm like anybody that does a lot of gi.
I
I'm
think there's some chalk on the
strong grip.
table over there.
115.8.
Okay, I was wrong.
With that same logic, you would think Evan DeWitt,
Our Marcus
and,
Elkins.
Scarecrow Doom, since they come from more traditional, they would also have a really strong
Right
grip.
before this. Right before.
You're right.
You're going left-handed. That is. See how it plays out.
So we've got 7 black belts this season. I mean, Elijah Carlton's a brown, but we've been counting him as a black. So 8 if you count
111.8.
Elijah as a black belt. Even again, I know he's not, but
Elijah Carl.
One
Been in some
third,
high-level
man.
competition.
yeah, and he's been training 12 years. I mean, he's beaten 1 million black belts. I mean, the dude beat Bill Cooper. Like, and here he is. What do you guys think?
Okay, I think he's trying a little bit.
106.8.
106.8. So, like I
All
said,
right. The Liquid Terminator.
from that score, it doesn't matter what his score
You
is.
don't
He could have
have
had
a
a
lot of liquid in there
23.
right
Touched it.
Oh, let's see.
All right.
This was my pick. I said Kevin.
You going lefty
Left
also?
hand.
Said, no, I'm not.
Right.
Oh, I'm pretty much exactly the same on both sides. Nope. Here, hit it again. Hit it again.
I'm guessing he doesn't like that.
121.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Somebody was lower.
Matt, Scarecrow.
Wait, what did Kevin get?
121.
121 for Primo.
That's interesting because I it's funny as I'd seen Kevin do this. You know, we've had it around the gym for a week, and the weight cut, definitely affected him because he was in the 140s.
99.6. Evan.
Oh, somebody says, do not forget to tune into the Grappling Discourse podcast featuring Matt Scaff, the best BJJ podcast that has dynamic grappling breakdowns, philosophies, history, and informative interviews. Thank you, Bia Shacker. I appreciate that
Oh, nice.
tremendously.
130. Strong young man. Tyler, you're up.
Lindsay, that was a super chat too.
Womp, womp, womp. Super chat.
All right, player. Oh, dang, son. 138. I wrote again.
Wow. A couple of these guys really like Tyler Woolsey right here coming in at 138, but Kiahi's the one. In this first event,
All right,
Kiahi did the most for his draft position.
All right, David
by
Evers
far.
had the strongest grip at 146.8.
So there we go. Egghead. Go ahead and give Egghead 1 point.
Let's just start tallying it up now.
Hey, there's still 9 more events. There's still 9 more events.
Right. I would like to tell you guys on the chat that at any point during the week, you can donate to any favorite competitors. And you just give in the super chat and let us know who it's going to go to.
You only have to pick 5 of these events. So you pick any 5 you want. If you plan on doing max push-ups, let's do them right over here in front of the assault line. So if you're doing max push-ups in 60 seconds, let's go to the assault line.
Along that same line, if you want to have some interaction, one of the really fun things during the qualifiers was the bounties. I remember the Twister got up to $150 plus, I think. So if you want to throw out an offer for a particular submission, you can do so. I already have one standing. I got $20 for the first wrist lock every night. I'll pay that one in cash and some right here because I like taking a little bit of people's souls.
And Michael Libby is donating $100 to either the first go-go clinch finish or a Hindulatine. So only the first one, though.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel? We got Brian Brown talking about his boy, Manning Leverett. Manning Leverett right now on the spot. Is he getting into the top 10 this season?
Oh, top 10. You go first.
He could. I mean, he's one of those guys where we saw some goodness out of the ADCC, but that apparently was even a game time decision there because he had dealt with some injuries. Even when we saw him at the Jacksonville qualifier, he was just getting over an injury and had that freak injury there. But here's the thing: I think we should see a lot from him today. He's a multi-sport athlete. He did football, track, basketball, and it was on the lifting team. I started with leg locks. I would say he could be really good, but there's so much talent here. It's so hard to decide.
And he's going to have to play the rules.
Yeah.
So, if there's an easy ankle lock, and he takes it, that might put him out of the top 10. So is he going to be able to game the rules? So
Yeah, see, I'm pretty confident he's going to finish in the top 10. I really think Manning's going to beat multiple black belts this week. I've rolled with the kid a handful of times, and I've watched him compete over the past year. I'm super impressed. He's got the game for it. He's really good, especially the what I saw from him at the ADCC trials. I just really liked his positional play. His positional play at the ADCC trials really, I don't want to say it surprised me, but it definitely made me reconsider how he can do in a format like this where, look, I know he can leg lock dudes, but you're going to need to get some chokes, especially if you're wanting to finish in that top 10. And he definitely has a game where I think he's going to be fighting for a play. Like, he's going to be one of those guys fighting for the 6th, 7th, 8th spot in the tournament. But I don't see a top 5 for Manning.
all right, how many did Mario get?
Mario,
All right,
72.
72.
I think it was 72. But
Wow.
here's the thing: Manning Leverett's coming here from Brian Brown, who had Sam Barbosa here in season 2, and so they know the score, they know the system, and he should be having a lot of input from Sam and his coach to prepare him for this.
Yeah, the thing is, though, this is a more talented season. There is more talent in this season than any season before, so it is going to be a little bit more difficult to kind of judge. Especially, in my mind, there's a clear top 3, clear top 4, but I really think that 5, 6, 7, 8th spot for the playoffs is up for grabs.
Just a quick note: some of the competitors are questioning whether he's locking out his arms full, enough there. It's like a small range of motion.
He has a very wide hands.
Well,
Right,
that's
so it
a
doesn't-
great strategy.
You don't have to go up as
Yeah,
far.
you don't have to go up as far.
54, 55, 56, 57, 58.
But you're counting those?
59, 60.
I mean, anything
10
that
seconds left.
that makes a competitor look good for the stream, baby, we're counting.
61, 62,
This ain't the military.
64,
If you're not cheating,
Five.
trying, huh?
Ooh, we got another super chat.
Womp 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 super chat. Thanks, River.
Yeah, it's River Jacobs, man. He's one of our blue belts guys. Man, the next time that if we ever do a heavyweight or an absolute PGF, I'd love to see River get in it. River's he's one of the strongest guys in Alabama. He
Did a great
competes
job this weekend.
He did compete in Alabama strongman. So just imagine you're taking a former strongman and you're putting him in jiu-jitsu. He's been doing it and
One,
training
two,
and dedicated.
4,
Uh,
5, 6,
He's been dedicating his training to
8,
jiu-jitsu,
9,
and he looked amazing yesterday.
11,
Won a
12,
blue belt tournament.
13, 14,
And
15,
I think
16,
really the sky could be the
17,
limit for
18,
River.
19,
How many
20,
did Evan get?
21, 22,
Egghead, did you catch
23.
Evan's
It
number?
was in the
24.
60s.
25,
Sorry, I didn't.
26,
I did not.
27,
I was
28,
too busy ridiculing his form.
29, 30, 31,
See, Lewis is doing a better
33,
range of motion right there.
34,
I will once again
36,
pick David
37,
Evers to do
38,
the most because he's
39,
not only jacked, he's got
40.
the small arms.
Oh, yeah. No,
41.
David Evers, hands down, is going to do the most.
42,
Lee
43,
could surprise us, though. He's also got kind of shorter arms, and
15
with his
45.
leanness, that could.
Lewis starting to struggle right here.
10 seconds.
This is one of the harder events of everything, right? Like, you're doing max push-ups. So I think a lot of our best competitors are going to choose to skip this one because they just don't want to wear themselves out. Guys like Elijah and Gio, they're not going to. If I was them, I wouldn't do this one because they've got nothing to prove.
I don't think I would do the assault bike.
But that's only 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just a quick
Rough.
sprint.
Anybody else on
Now, if it was like a assault bike Tabata, I hear you.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got Ben Nelson. I agree, Ben. Mario's form was perfect. I mean, he's a guy nobody's talked
3,
about. I've barely talked
5,
about Mario coming
6,
into this. And
7,
He looks
8,
great in the qualifiers.
see, I see
10,
him and Manning
11,
Leverett.
12,
Those are two guys that I put in that same
14,
tier.
15,
They're going to be
16,
battling for a playoff
17,
spot, that
18,
5, 6, 7, 8
19,
position.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
The only concern I have with
29,
Mario
30,
is he
31,
seems to be
32, 33,
a more of a
34,
breaking guy.
35,
He said he
36,
likes
37,
Kimuras.
38,
He likes
39,
ankle locks,
40,
like we've seen some
41,
amazing ankle locks from
42,
him. Will he be able to go get
45,
those kills,
46,
get those chokes.
47, 48, 49.
Yeah, Mario had a great first season. He had a couple of my favorite matches. His match against Stephen Mitchell was one of my most favorite for just a technical aspect.
51,
Both guys really, really showed well. It ended up being a
52,
draw, but it was just a really fun
54,
match. I love
55,
Mario's style.
56,
I hope to see him come in a little
57,
bit more.
58,
He came into some of those matches in the first
59,
season slow paced, a little too relaxed. In 6 minutes, you can't be that relaxed.
No,
We got Dane Leake stepping up.
I bet he takes it
All right, let's go.
unless ever comes.
1,
Look at that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh.
8,
Dane Leake,
9,
a lot of people's picks
10,
to be the guy
11,
to upset
12,
Elijah and win this
13,
whole thing.
14,
I've watched a lot of
15,
Dane Leake
16,
footage.
17,
Dane's a really,
18,
really good black belt. But personally,
19,
I
20,
don't see him
21,
dethroning
22,
Elijah, especially now seeing him. I think he's on the
24,
smaller end of the
25,
athletes here. He's not in the top 10 in the
26,
size and size,
27,
just looking at
28,
him.
29,
Technically very,
31,
very good. He
32,
loves to
33,
attack the back. His favorite positions like crucifix and taking the back and choking. But I'm really interested to see like him versus Kevin, because Kevin's gonna have like maybe 30 pounds on him when they compete. Kevin's gonna be about 190.
It's one of those things where you hope you get Kevin and Randy Roden on that first night, while they're still recovering from that cut. I think a lot of guys have already made that same comment. Like, hey, Brandon, please give me them the first night.
So, again, you were way wrong right there. He did 37.
Well, he did a lot more than that. He just wasn't touching Kaya's hand,
So
and
here's
she
the
wasn't
thing.
counting it.
You note that, but he was extending the whole way. He just had bad form as far as touching the hand.
All right, ready?
I still consider that an
Go.
L at Egghead.
1,
I still said Evers is getting the most. We'll see if he steps up for it.
Who's going right now? Who is
Josh
this?
Gibbs.
Okay, we got Josh Gibbs, season 2 competitor. And yeah, Josh is another one of those guys. Like, there's some guys here that have like a redemption story. Josh is one of those guys. He did not have the season he was expecting in season 2.
5,
And
26,
so he is like, man, I'll do whatever I got to do to get into
29,
season
30,
3. I got to get in. I gotta do better than what I showed.
34, 35.
But this is much closer. I mean, this is like basically his weight class, whereas that was not.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in very good shape for this. He's gonna be a lot stronger compared to his competitors, and he's definitely one of those guys where how he does in this combine could greatly affect his ability to make a team in what level.
Yeah.
50, 51, 52,
52.
52. Really nice push-ups. He's got that, as the chat is saying, he's got that military background. So, doing max push-ups in 60 seconds.
David Evers, he's gonna do them all.
Stiller, man, that's not cool. I'm here on vacation. I'm not here to be competing in anything. So don't be looking for me
All right,
to
ready?
do any type of competition.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Man.
5, 6,
That's fast.
7, 8.
Oh, yeah, he's getting
9,
80.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Already at 20.
22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
This was the
27,
no-brainer
28,
pick.
29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35.
Yeah, trying to invalidate it. Just
I mean,
'cause
honestly, David Evers coming in here with this and his grip strength. I think a lot of people are taking notice. You kind of see the other competitors watching. They're just like, holy crap. Like, nobody really knew David Evers before this other than the guy that did really well in the qualifier and then was saying he was going to leg lock everybody. But when you see him, you see his build, that's scary.
67, 68, 69.
I mean, he hasn't even stopped.
71, 72, 73, 74,
No pause.
75, 76, 77,
He's just
80,
going.
79, 80,
He just
81,
passed 80.
82, 83, 84, 85,
We want to make it to the 100?
89, 90,
90.
91,
No, it's not
92,
gonna make it to the 100.
93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98.
98.
So
Wow.
I mean,
That's awesome.
guys, you got to take notice as a coach, as another athlete. We just saw like Dane Leake, right? Dane Leake's one of the favorites. He just did 37, and we saw David Evers go out there
Anybody
and
else
do
on the push-ups?
98.
I don't think
Not
no one
anymore.
wants to follow that. No one wants to
Nobody
follow
wants to
that
do that.
performance.
All right, another one of our sponsors is a local restaurant, Such and Such, and they have a very wide variety on their menu. There are a lot of bar and stuff, but they're going to have a food
All
truck
right, let's
here
go
all week.
to.
They also sponsor one of our amateur fighters.
Let's go to the
Travis
yoga
Thomas,
ball next. Does anybody plan on
Yeah.
doing the yoga ball as one of their events?
and
All
they're
right.
sponsoring one of the
Kaya, go grab
teams this
that.
season.
Grab that blue ball there.
So if you're in the area, go see Such and Such.
I'll tell you, I got in last night, and because they were sponsoring the PGF, I went in there to give them my business.
Yeah.
Those drunken waffle fries, oh my god!
Oh yeah, the drunken
Oh,
waffle
wow.
flyers are legit, and yeah, but we're moving on to the yoga ball, and this is really important. We've seen a lot of guys in jiu-jitsu over the years swear by yoga ball routines. I mean, I know for a while there was like a 2-year period where like Jeff Glover was saying like he does most of his training. He was like, I do like half my training on a yoga ball, and I think anybody that's made it pretty far in jiu-jitsu has messed around with the yoga ball. I've spent a lot of time on a yoga ball, just messing around, doing different little routines, different little tricks.
Oh, he's standing on it.
Oh, see, that's boss level right there.
He's just showing out.
Oh.
He's just showing out.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're
Show
supposed to
knee
do.
butt, back to knees.
I mean, just did the stand really easy.
oh,
But he
gotta go.
struggled going from
Gotta go.
knees to butt.
This is one of those things where you probably need to practice a little bit. This would have been a good thing for them to know about
To
beforehand.
butt, that's 1 rep.
Knee butt.
Oh, you can tell he has never
So
practiced the
get
knee to
one.
butt
One
routine.
more time. Knees.
So he's got the stand up in
To
his
your butt.
routine. He just doesn't have the
One.
knee to
There he
butt.
goes.
to your knees.
Oh,
All right, 1 rep.
Mm.
Anybody else want to run the road yoga ball?
Yeah, I knew Elijah was coming up. He's like, this is easy.
That was, Manning Leverett, 1.
Oh, he's shaking. He's shaking. He's shaking. Oh, he did one.
1.
So how much weight did Elijah have to lose, you think?
This is one of those events where I think it's really a skill, not as much a real athletic ability tester.
Did we get 1 again? That was good.
No, the balance is really, really
Anybody else?
important.
Can
Again,
anybody
you got
beat
guys
one?
like Jeff Glover and Caltera, and there's so many others that
All right.
swear by like the work they put into the yoga ball and their ability to
keep right there
flow
in
and
front of
move
the-
and stay on top of an opponent. Like I
Right
really
there.
believe in the yoga
there
ball
for the
as maybe the best tool. Like if you're just on your own, you got nobody to train with, the yoga ball is the best thing you can do to improve your jiu-jitsu.
1. Yeah, whatever. Knee to butt, whatever. 2.
Okay, we got our
Nice.
first.
Was that 2 reps?
Yeah, he's got 2 reps.
3.
Oh, he didn't make it.
Oh.
So 2 reps.
All right, you can try again, yeah. All right, next up. Get that on my face.
Oh, we got Marcus Elkins. And Marcus, from what his brother Matt says, he spends a lot of time on the yoga ball. But again, has he been practicing this specific skill?
Pretty slow and controlled.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that
1.
was beautiful.
2.
And the amount of control you have to have with your legs, because if your legs touch, you're done. And with those long limbs ahead,
3.
that's really impressive.
4.
Okay.
So I got to ask you guys, does David Evers now, like with his performance so
5.
far, do you start considering him as a
6.
first-round pick? Yeah, as a first-round pick.
6. Nice.
Like how impressive has David's performance been? Like where do you put him when you see again
Anybody
the
else
other
gonna do the yoga
athletes? I mean,
ball?
he's just far and away the strongest.
I don't
Like,
know
it's
about
not even
first
close.
Round. I don't know about first round.
No way.
Second for sure.
He might be sneaking into the second.
That
but
with his
knees.
performance at the
Every time
Decatur
knees.
qualifiers. Yeah. I'd say
See,
second.
I'm worried about David point wise,
Mhm,
but
that's
I think
exactly right.
David is gonna beat 3, 4 black belts. I think he's gonna tap multiple black belts here.
But he's going to get you 3 points at a time doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 1.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, maybe.
But I doubt he's going to get the choke on them.
Well, he's not going for the choke. I mean, I've trained
You
with
just saying
David.
beat a black belt.
Yeah, I've trained with
Yeah.
David. He's very,
It's hard.
very well
It's
rounded.
definitely hard.
I've trained with him 3 or 4 times. impressed every single time that I've walked away. Just like, man, you know, this kid, he's got his game's tight. You know, he's good on bottom, good on top. He
All right, get him for one. Anybody else on the yoga ball? Mario. Hope you don't do this as long as you
When
do
he go-
push-ups, man.
You know, a good black belt. Does he try to choke you, or does he try to go for the legs?
Oh, I mean, I haven't rolled with him and
2,
probably the last time I rolled with him was like a year ago. I mean, it's been
3.
definitely a long time, maybe 9-10 months ago. And no, we had a good
4.
back and forth. He played. I passed his guard, but he didn't really play leg locks. He played very traditional jiu-jitsu. You know, I
5.
started on bottom. He tried to pass. He tried to split the legs and come down the middle with knee slices. Yeah, he
6.
definitely wasn't committed to the legs.
All right, Mario, rep 7. He's winning.
Yeah, I think it's the small legs.
8.
He's
Well,
keeping that one leg
chances
kind of
He's not,
folded.
he's not doing the full circle.
He's
just
getting the.
he's got his rhythm down. He's going butt to knees. Just he's got his little pathway.
10.
Uh-oh. He got challenged to go the left
He
side.
let Elkins take him on.
He's on 11 right now.
What is that?
12.
Yeah, and he's taking his foot out.
Wow.
13.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been all about Mario and David Evers.
14.
No. Oh.
14.
Yeah, that was more of a I'm just gonna quit because I've crushed everybody.
Yes.
This is Max Boyles.
This should be interesting because if he can ride a unicycle, you got to figure he's got pretty good balance in Matthew
I
Boyles.
don't know.
With the long legs. No. And he made me give him another shot. Yeah.
I hear you though. That wasn't a bad analysis, Aiken.
Yeah.
1.
Oh,
There was reasoning there.
2.
Ah.
All right. Give you 2.
If we gave him a couple days, he'd be pretty awesome at this.
That was a pretty slick
He
recovery
stayed
right
on. I
there.
don't think I got one though. he sumo splashed it.
I feel like he was on one of those
Good
bouncy balls with the handle for a second.
are we
I
saying
got
that
Dane
two reps?
I think he just got one.
I think it was just one.
What's your battery situation looking like?
1.
That's 23%.
2.
After this event, let's take a quick 2-minute break and cut the commentary, and we'll switch to that camera battery. I'll be done.
Okay, Dane's doing pretty well here. I mean, obviously, jiu-jitsu skill is going to be the
2.
number one thing that you're going to pick these athletes on.
All right, is anybody else on the
Good
yoga?
dismount.
Tyler.
But when you haven't seen guys roll, and you know, again, what separates a guy like Dane Leake from Mario Gayor? You know, like who's better? I don't know.
If you haven't seen their
That's not, no, I mean,
competition.
I'm saying even if you have, I've watched both of them a bunch.
I
how do you
picked
stay
Dane League
on?
for the chokes of those two.
Well, I'm just saying if they go against each other,
Yeah.
like who
2.
wins? That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. That match could easily be a draw.
3.
But I think you're right. The fact that the qualifiers
Four
were
in
so
the
spread
stands.
out geographically, it got people from different areas that we have not seen in
Yeah.
the same room before.
Yeah, and
You're
what
right.
was the toughest qualifier? Because
One.
you're talking about Decatur. I mean, we had Jonathan Roberts who ended up losing to David Evans. He didn't even make the semifinals.
All
We
right,
had
good
Kevin
job,
Primo. We had a
guys.
lot of the athletes in the Decatur
Let's
qualifier.
go
So
to.
was the Decatur qualifier way harder than the Austin
Well, let's go
qualifier?
to the.
I don't know.
Let's go to
You
the
know?
assault bike.
There
Is
was
anybody
way
gonna try
more
to push the
people.
assault bike.
I mean, look at the Atlanta qualifier. You got 4 people from the Atlanta qualifier
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Some killers were there.
Yeah.
All right, our next event is the assault bike. So we're gonna see how many watts you can get the
Did you get somewhere
machine to read. So this is just like a max sprint of power. So explosion in the lower body.
Yeah, so we're going to just see how powerful, that lower body is. And to me, this is one of the most important. You know, we've had athletes like, Matt Anderson, I know he's been in the chat, dude had a phenomenal season in season 1, and kind of David Evers is looking like our Matt Anderson, just a guy that's just kind of blowing the rest of the competition away with strength feats. And so, yeah, we got this max wattage coming up. You got 10 seconds, which is plenty of time to kind of reach your peak. And a good score. I mean, I'm expecting most of these guys pushing past 1,000. I mean, when you're getting around 1,500, you're really showing that you've got some
So
strong
would you
lower
say,
body.
we don't know who's going to compete in what. I think pretty sure Caleb's going to compete in this assault bike. So who would have it, Caleb or David Evers?
I mean,
Because
no,
lower body strength, David Evers, but cardio.
No, David Evers' ability to. I bet David Evers'
his legs are not
is-
very long. Like the
Thank you.
longer that
Yes.
your legs are, the more like force you can. But you can adjust the seat as well.
I think
So, I don't know.
he weaponizes cardio. I mean, that's his quote.
Yeah, I also Randy. I like the chat. We got PJ in here. PJ, PJ's a purple belt, I believe, but I've been around PJ a few times. Great guy, and he's with that squad out there. And he's right, man. Randy's about to crush it. Ooh, Eric, that is awesome. So Eric says 1,500 roughly translates to a 450-pound squat.
Whoa.
Well, my max squat is 330. So no wonder I'm not approaching 1,500 at all. I think I did what, like 1,150 or something like that.
I think I got up to 100, didn't
No. I think your
I'm just
highest is
kidding.
like
It was
you
like
did like
800.
880 or 850 or something like
I?
that.
Yeah, so I don't remember.
If I was going to pick my top guys, I think Manning Leverett, if he did the salt bike, would be really good. Obviously, Caleb Mcallister.
What's up? Oh, yeah, have a seat here.
Oh, got the baby
Well, we
Elkins.
got. Do I need to give him one of these?
Yeah, so we got baby Elkins here joining the broadcast. Getting ready to give him a mic. Lindsay's giving hers up. Well, we got a little bit of a break here. So, again, one of the competitors joining us. We got Marcus Elkins. Marcus, what's up, man? What are you looking forward to this week? Like, what is your big goal?
Man, I want to get better at jiu-jitsu. That's really the only thing. You know, I'm one of the blue belts in here, so thinking that I'm gonna closer to your mouth, Marcus. Thinking that I'm gonna run in and like dunk on a bunch of people. I'm definitely trying to do that. I'm definitely trying to choke everyone out. I understand if it doesn't happen, we're not gonna walk away too terribly upset. I just really want to learn and kind of get better at jiu-jitsu. That's really what it is. Hang out with all the dudes.
Yeah, but what would make a successful week? Is there like a win total, or you're looking to tap maybe an upper belt? There's got to be something that kind of sticks out to you that you'll kind of be like, okay, this is a successful week for me.
I would love to make it into like the top 12 in points by the end of the week. I know a lot of dudes are going to be going for ankles and stuff like that, so I'm super trying to work on defense for that, but I'm pretty much only going for chokes. So yeah, I'm going to try to score 7 points every time, and if it's not 7, I'm going to try to score 6 and just try to make it my match most of the time.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a max of 3 bursts. So basically 3 sprints. And so first one you may feel like, oh, I didn't get the push I wanted. So you got max 3. You can keep your first one, you have 3, but max 3. So who's up first?
So Marcus, have your brothers given you any basement, anything like you have to hit this or you can't come home?
No, nothing like that. I guess really the main thing would be like, hey, you have to finish. That's been the rule since we were little kids. Hey, I don't care whether you started it, you have to finish it. So that's probably going to be a little bit of the case. If I go scoreless, it's definitely I'm gonna hear about it forever.
Yes.
All the way down with that though. Talking trash is how we kind of get along with each other. So it's all part of the game.
There you go.
Hey, Brandon.
I think he did the RPMs, not the watts.
101.
So he's testing the highest RPM, so he's seeing like the sprint you can get to, right?
normally we do the
like how
watch. So I
explosive
don't
you
know.
are and stuff like
Yeah.
that. We have a lot of our kids who do this for whenever we're going to nationals and stuff like that. They train on the assault bike just because it's good for sprints and a little burst of energy whenever you're grappling.
So, Marcus, are you going to do this?
No, I'm not doing this. So I know my role. I know where I'm good at. I'm the balanced person. I'm not the super explosive dude. Yeah, that's Jake in our family.
Oh, wow. Randy came in just one below Manning Leverett even after he dropped 20-plus pounds.
Yeah. Both guys wearing sandals. I feel like that could possibly affect.
Adjust the seat.
So we're doing RPMs, which I mean, I've never really measured RPM, so I have no idea like what that translates to.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it would be comparable somehow to power speed. So
Well, you said, Marcus, it's that burst of energy.
Yeah, so especially like in wrestling and stuff, we like it's not harder by any means. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a lot more like go forward. And if you're sprinting for 6 minutes at a time, that's really, really, really hard to do. So a lot of times people will grapple in bursts of 20, 15, 20, 30 seconds and stuff like that.
okay, we got
I'll
to.
take it. I'm gonna die. 106. Who's up?
you might want to get somebody to stand on the back of it, Brandon. You might want somebody stand on the back of it.
So we got the elbow genie here, guys. What are your expectations for the elbow genie? You feel like the elbow genie is going to have is he going to be in the top 5, or is he going to find himself struggling to make the playoffs again just due to his best weapons being the joint locks? Look, I've heard that and I get it. He put Caleb Mcallister to sleep with a DARS, but that was 1 DARS, from that first season. Everything else was legs and arms.
Yeah.
And so I just haven't seen enough of the chokes for me to go, oh, well, he's got the choke game to finish in the top 5.
I mean, he's a black belt and he is a PGF. It means, as Miggy would say, he's got experience. So he's also a smart guy. So you think he would add that to his game as a primary to get the chokes. The question is, can he give up the easy break that he might have for that choke? I don't know. But I would say he's definitely in the top 5.
Okay, so you think he's going to have a top 5 season?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I just worry about the points. Again, he can tap anybody. I'm not saying dude's amazing. I think if I'm a coach, he might be a guy in the first 2 rounds I pass on just because I'd be worried about the points.
No, it's a fair criticism. And I think I saw on the comments, they you would at least expect to see him in the postseason finale.
Yeah.
And that's a question, too.
Yes, I
Does he
agree.
just say, hey, I'm just going to keep getting 4s and 4s and know that that's probably going to still get me to that finale? Maybe that's the goal.
I don't think he's going to lean on that this season.
Well,
I think he learned his lesson by getting that little shock at the end, going, "Oh, I might not make it."
I mean, the first season of, the top 10 highlights, he probably had half of them. I mean, his finishes were just amazing. And again, the Caleb Mcallister match, still the best match in PGF history. It's the one everybody kind of looks to. It's the highlight that everyone's like, oh, because we got 2 top-level black belts going. So
113.
I'm good on that one.
Yeah.
Josh Gibbs, 113.
Yeah, so Josh
All
Wow,
right.
everyone else.
Caleb Mcallister.
yeah, crushing everybody. Oh, Caleb coming out here
There we go.
looking
Shirt off.
shredded. Caleb's done a lot of work on the bike.
Yeah.
106.
106. I think Caleb's going to have a phenomenal season.
I do.
See, he's a guy that I don't question just because he has that choke game. He's got good leg defense. I think I think he's going to have a really good season.
Yeah. He's putting himself out there. He went to ADCC. He's competing at some high-level events. He's not resting.
Yeah, he's been facing the best of the best. I mean, he's faced PJ Barch this past year, competed at the ADCC trials where he lost to Joe Selecki. And I mean, Joe Selecki is in the UFC and one of the best grapplers in the UFC. So his losses this year have come to the best of the best. And so I think that experience, and especially having already taken second place at the first PGF, I mean, he's got to be a front runner for competitor of the year in season 3.
He's got that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
He's coming to win it now.
Oh, good. David
Oh, here we
Evers.
go. Let's see.
I might want to put some paperweights.
Right, my papers.
Yeah,
We'll put some liquid death
Just
on
don't
it.
tell him what could happen.
telling you, man, this is a scary guy right here.
He's going to get that fan and start flying away.
This is a scary guy right here.
I feel like it might be the
105.
105, okay.
I think several of these guys, if they would have adjusted the seat, so like the seat needs to be at your waist level or your hip level. If
What
you
did Caleb end up getting?
I think it was 106, right?
106, right?
Yeah.
So just keeping track of who picked who to win events. I picked Caleb, and I think somebody else picked David.
I was asking
you know,
what you thought, like whether it was
One,
mass
it-
or whether it was cardio.
You're right. It was at 1 RPM W.
There you go.
You see Kiahi changing the height right here. That probably would have helped David too.
I
He
think
probably
it
could have gone
would.
even a little lower. Probably would have
Yeah.
got 2 more RPMs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, he looks like a beast.
Yeah. Oh,
102.
nice.
Oh.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Carlos Andres.
So we got Carlos coming in. Carlos is a sneaky pick for who's going to have the most exciting matches, because each night, right, we're going to be voting on who had match of the night. And I think Carlos could walk away with a couple of those bad boys.
Yeah, each competitor from that match will get $100, but it has to end in sub.
100. Carlos Andres, 100. All right.
100.
Luis Collins. We're going to do the medicine ball shot put next. So if you know you're going to do that one, be ready.
Oh, that's actually the one I was looking most forward to. That and the grip strength.
All right, so Lewis is coming up out of his seat a little bit. That's going to actually
93.
93, okay.
So I want to see how far David Evers does a broad jump with those quads.
Oh.
And Randy wrote into the same thing.
Yeah, broad jump is always really fun to watch.
93. All right. Let's do the.
Okay, we're done with this one. Okay, we're getting ready to measure little shot put toss. I believe the ball is 15 pounds. Okay, never mind. We're going, I think that's 15 pounds, right? The black one.
I think that was a 20-pound. The red one over there, the red one on the side there, I think is like 15.
You're seeing it out there, but Block 12 Part 2 is about to start out there. The Elkins are throwing things at each other.
So, Marcus, here's the question for you. Do you want to be on your brother's team? Like, is that like, would you prefer to be on your brother's team or somebody else's?
Man, it doesn't really matter. It'd be cool just to be able to, I guess, hang out with them all week and have that. But I mean, it would be also be super, super interesting to learn from all the other coaches that are here, because they're all great minds for jiu-jitsu. I've been listening to my brothers talk about grappling my entire life, so I mean, it would probably be better for me to hear a different coach's opinion, or just a different viewpoint, whatever you want to call it. But it doesn't matter.
So have y'all had any family discussions about it? Like, all right, I might not pick you. or
I
pick you as quick as I
completely assumed that they were just going to collude with everyone and pick me last. Hey, just whatever happens, he's last pick, and just give me about 30 seconds of shame on the internet forever with that, where they just roast me. But
Do you feel any pressure coming into the season? Because, Matt came in, I think he got second in the regular season in the first season, right? Then he came and had a phenomenal second season. But we had Jake, both of them, I think, finished in the top 5 in season 2. Do you feel any pressure to kind of come out here and perform just with that name? Because I know you've been dealing with that your whole life, right? Because, I mean, you had that in wrestling, just like, oh, he's the third Elkins.
yeah, I mean, it's all essentially the same thing. People have expectations, or I guess other people do. I don't really have those expectations. I'm not. I have pride, I guess, but it's not that deep to me. you know, I'm out here to learn. I'm out here to get better. If it goes super, super well, that's awesome. If it doesn't go super, super well, the way that
I like
think
what you
it is
said
kinda
about,
how it's
you
how
know,
well it goes.
just making your jujitsu better, and that, you know, especially for people who like Noah Randolph, like that's made his jujitsu a lot better. And then you just get out there and compete and work out the nerves, and you're doing that all week, and then you compete somewhere else, and it's like, oh well, been there, done that, you know.
It's just one of those things. Like, I guess like the one thing that would be super cool, like if me and Elijah grapple, like it would be cool to last longer than they did, just to be like middle finger to you, to the haters. I think I'm actually going to jump in on this one.
Okay. Just turn it off and put it down. Yeah. Just watch out for that triangle from Elijah. That same setup got both of them.
I've been trying it before. It happened again.
Here we go. We got the bad guy Elijah Carlton coming in, and like I said, you know, he's picking the ones where you're using kind of the least amount of. It's a very quick burst of energy, but he's not going to be taxed for tomorrow.
I wonder if any of these guys actually threw shot put. I actually did a little bit in middle school.
Oh, you see somebody spinning.
I mean, Randy
Yeah,
would be the
multiple.
guy, right? He'd be the guy that you would imagine like did some track and field, and he was doing some shot
I don't
put.
know. Usually
in high
those guys
school.
are like enormous.
Dude,
Yeah, but even if they got a little bit of technique when they were younger, it can make a difference.
I mean, Randy was 210.
210. Yeah. Got low center of gravity.
You could circle back through.
I can't hear their measurements.
Isaac Stackhouse, 19 feet 2 inches.
19 feet 2 inches. Elijah Carlton still in the lead.
Kevin Sherrill.
I think Kevin's going to have a pretty good little throw right here.
What was Elijah's?
Okay, maybe. I don't know what I didn't hear what Elijah's was. I just see that his cone's the furthest. 18 feet
18
even.
feet for Kevin Sherrill.
Handsome Kevin.
Got Gio Ortiz next. Oh, technique not there.
It was
On the
almost
shot put.
almost devolved into a two-hand
Almost, yeah.
chest pass in basketball.
Gio
There.
Ortiz,
Well, you see it in track and field. They had to do that the whole
19
spin
feet
thing,
4 inches.
like multiple spins and then throw it out, or you see kind of a one leg up and then you kind of
Look,
hop.
Harrison
He's
just
got it in his chin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was the most technical throw.
Man, everyone wants to do this one. Look at that.
Yeah, this is just it's a fun event. It's really easy, right? You've got that quick output of energy, and this is a solid one. Okay, Elijah's still in the lead. His cone's still there.
Matthew Boyle's 19 feet 5 inches.
19.5. Oh! he beat. We almost lost it. And that's why we have two Elkins as coaches, because we knew there's a chance one of them might not make it.
Gonna
this
get
season.
hurt.
21 feet 11 inches for Randy Roden.
If you didn't notice, all the competitors
20.
were giving fist bumps to Randy Roden after he almost took out Matt Elkins.
21. What was it?
I didn't hear that actual.
21-11.
11.
He's in. He's the new leader in the clubhouse.
Let's go, Noah.
18-4. Who's that one? Beering? Kevin Beering, 18 feet 4 inches.
18.
Noah Randolph.
Yeah, if we had like an official combine for the first two, I mean, it'd be pretty obvious. Matt Anderson would probably hold all the records, right?
Yeah. How do you do on the hang though? Because
I
that's a
don't
lot of
know.
weight to hang. I mean, I guess they were all the same weight, but
We got Eric Longar coming up. I feel like I haven't seen him. Oh, he did kind of the two-hand toss. And I don't even know if the two-hand, because I feel like when you do the two-hand toss, that your hands aren't completely
he's doing
on
it
it. Yeah,
again.
you don't actually get more force.
yeah, because it's divided. Whereas the one you have the whole bone structure behind it's like a punch.
Yeah, see, he did the one that time and did much better.
Mm-hmm.
First one was warm up. Stephen Aiken wants a chance.
We got
18 feet.
We got
10
Stephen
inches.
Aiken.
Hey, I changed laying you down, dude.
we got Kiahi up next. Man, Kiahi's been a very impressive performer.
Yeah, what a winner. Now-
Man, you talk about a guy coming in and performing today. Kiahi has done exceptionally well.
And if he'd thrown that straight, he would have been at least almost like two feet beyond
25
the
feet,
winner.
7 inches. for Kiahi.
25-7. Is that what they said?
David Evers.
Uh-oh.
All right, David.
We might need to move.
Oh, nice. So we have a new leader. Wow.
26 feet, 3 inches for David
26
Evers.
foot 3 inches.
And that's his 4th event.
Yeah, and I'm not sure.
Beast.
Yeah, and I'm not sure
Up
like
next is Kevin
how
Primo.
good that is. I just know it's better than everybody else. Oh, Kevin, form a little off right there. He threw a little sideways.
You can have another try.
Again, talking about it, like Kiahi was right there behind David Evers, showing out as a guy somebody thought might not make a team or might be that
21
last
feet,
pick.
6 inches for Kevin
By
Primo.
far, the 3 most impressive guys have been Kiahi, Mario,
Johnny
and
push-ups.
obviously David Evers. So we got Mario. He's coming in looking for that shot putt. Oh, yeah.
Not good form. It's kind of like the opposite of rowing because you want you know to start with your legs
19
and then
feet,
to
3
go
inches
extend
for
that into
Mario
your
Evers.
arms.
So we're here.
Elbow
Got-
genie.
We got the elbow genie coming up. Boom. Oh, that was
see?
really
See the
good.
rotation there?
Yeah, he got his hips into that.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do it. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, all the shot putters do that.
Wow.
26 feet.
26 even. Not quite where David is, but a very impressive throw from the elbow genie.
Marcus Elkins.
That was pretty impressive, guys. Marcus.
That's
Okay.
pretty nice.
That was really nice, too.
$24 feet, 10 inches.
What do you think the chances are the other brothers do some of these events just to shame him? Like, no, I beat you.
Oh, at the end of the night, like when it's all
Yeah,
over.
0% chance.
I don't know.
Not the grip strength one?
Maybe the grip
I think
strength.
Jake's going to destroy that thing.
Yeah, that's also one of those things. Like Jake's like 60 pounds bigger than his brother. So even if he beats him, it's kind of like, did he really beat him?
Dane Lee,
Nice.
21 feet, 6 inches.
Big bro. They say, hey, you're little bro.
And
I hear
that's
ya.
Dane League's 5th event.
So Dane's done.
Mhm.
So we got to see Dane in 5 events.
Just pass.
So, I mean, looking at Dane's performance, yeah, I mean, I would put him in the at least athletically in the bottom half of the field. You know, we've got 24 people, and yeah,
I'm with you. When I first saw him, I was very surprised at his stature. He's definitely one of the smaller guys. But I think that just speaks even more to his skill.
oh, of course. No, again, technically, a lot of people are picking him as the dark horse to beat Elijah. But again, just kind of looking and analyzing the numbers. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you were again like, hey, you got the 4th pick in the first round, do I choose Dane Leak or this guy? You might choose somebody else just because you're like, does Dane Leak have the go to get that submission in the final minute? Is he gonna be able to squeeze through something? Is he gonna be able to, squeeze through that rear naked choke? The guy's holding and got tucking. Is he gonna be able to squeeze through that? Is he gonna be able to, get a break when he needs to get a break?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
Good
see.
question.
Then you start thinking, maybe I do want to. Oh, that's going to get up to 190, in a day and a half or so, and has that,
Yeah, because he's going to have 30 pounds on Dane Leak.
yeah.
We're gonna do the show
25 at least, right? I mean,
Yeah.
25 pounds.
But he
That's
didn't have
a
to
lot.
cut anything.
Well, but he's getting set now. If they were like competing right now, man, Kevin's at a big disadvantage. But he's got more than 24 hours. I mean, Kevin's already been rehydrating, refueling. He's had his pasta. He's had his water and Pedialytes. I mean, we'll see.
To be fair, Dane also did a weight cut for this. Not as much, but
Dane did?
Dane Leak did a weight cut
I
for
thought he
this.
was
So I think
one of
there's
the
more
smallest.
lean mass in there than we see.
Really?
Yep.
For some reason, I thought that he was like
I thought he was
160.
way under. Yeah.
Yeah, how much did Dane Leak weigh?
I don't remember. All right. While they're setting up, another one of our sponsors is Gabber.io. It provides superfans with direct access to celebrities and athletes in the jiu-jitsu community. It's accessed with NFTs. So go visit Gabber, GABBR.io for more information. So this is going to be a community that's going to it's going to include athletes, and they're saying celebrities. So I'm wondering if that's going to be jiu-jitsu celebrities in this community. But you purchase your entrance through buying an NFT. So visit Gabber.io.
We're not going to do the whole
Yeah, and
So here's the way.
we got
Shuttle
what, 5
Run
events left then? So Dane just did the first 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 5 events left. What's the most? I mean, I want to see the broad jump. The broad jump's definitely the one of the events left, I think that I'm most excited to see. Will anybody get past that 10-foot mark?
Is that what they're setting up now?
I don't know. They might be doing a shuttle run.
Oh, okay.
So are we cutting off dead hang? I wonder at a maximum time, kind of like plank is only 2 minutes.
See, I think the dead hang, though, you see how we have that ball right strapped up right there?
Yeah.
We're doing a unique.
It doesn't
dead hang.
matter.
Oh. Are you just like grabbing the ball?
Like you
Yeah.
wrap your arms around it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
put your
And you're
arms
bringing
around
your
it.
core, like your knees up, too.
Ooh, that's interesting. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Matt Elkins brought it in.
Okay. So it's like a koala squeeze.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Get on somebody's back or rear naked choke, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got the shuttle run coming. I see a little T drill.
The first season combine, you had them end up going backwards at the end. That seemed like it could be a little bit dangerous depending upon how you set up where they were. So I wonder how they're going to do this.
Well, this
Okay.
is
Yeah, this is the same thing.
I mean, this is one of the things that the NFL Combine uses. They're testing the lateral, your ability to move forward, backwards, side to side, and what the NFL is doing. I mean, this NFL biggest sports league in the world, right? We're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars, and so some of these guys, you talk about again a guy going to the combine and having a poor T drill. This drill takes what, like 10 seconds to do. If he just has like 0.2 lower than was expected, he might lose millions of dollars. And that's what's happening here today. Well, it's going to be hundreds of dollars, not millions of dollars lost. I mean, this is really important. Do not sleep on how important this event is for some of these guys. Like I said, Elijah Carlton could come out here and he could
Who's
crawl
up
through
first for the
this.
shuttle?
It's not going to affect his pay.
Elijah, let's do it. Elijah
So,
Carlton.
Are there combine coaches like athletes will go
Oh,
to
yes.
like
Oh, yes.
certain people?
Kai, I need you to get this time. Get these times.
I mean, there's not even, yeah. I mean, there's like speed coaching there's a huge market for speed coaches.
Yeah, but preparing for the combines, for the drafts and all that stuff, big time. Yeah. The technique for like the 40 where you have to have your hand down and it starts as soon as your hand raises up so they get the roll.
Yeah,
All
just
that
your
good
start like that
Shrimping
matters
for Tom.
extremely.
How many of these guys are hoping that maybe Elijah just twists an ankle right here? Just twist the ankle.
That's a little evil.
They would never admit to it.
Dude, these guys are trying to
Look at him. Look at him.
see. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This guy doesn't care.
No,
He
you
didn't
didn't
even
finish
finish
it. Keep going.
So,
And he's back.
I think they would never admit to it,
Yeah, that was
but
good, Elijah.
all of them. probably, if they want a shot.
9.95.
Guys, we just witnessed an
It
athlete.
does
We
say
just
10
witnessed
seconds.
the face
You
of
said
the
10.
we just
right?
witnessed the face of the PGF,
The bad guy.
the bad guy.
Like John Crux said, he's not an athlete, he's a baseball player. Maybe Elijah's taking that.
Oh man,
5.32, Marcus Elkins.
yeah, we can see this is not a jiu-jitsu thing, right? Like a lot of these guys are going to really struggle with this movement of just being quick side to side. It's just not something you do in jiu-jitsu very much. Obviously, you've got your standing passing, but that's more of a footwork thing.
5.62 for Tyler Woolsey.
Woolsey's shown his agility.
Man, you talk about an athlete though. Look at Caleb Mcallister. Dude looks like
Keep your hands
seriously
off,
looks like
Jake.
he could be
Hands off the talent, man.
dude seriously looks like he could be like a Roman gladiator that they had cut out of marble.
Do it again. You got to go to the other side of the cone. So you got to step to the other you got to step to
Far side.
you got to step to here.
Yeah,
4.77 for Caleb Mcallister.
yeah, by far the best performance so far on this. Ooh, I think Carlos is going to do really well. He is very quick.
Very quick, yes. But is his short limbs, is that an issue?
I don't know.
He looks pretty fun.
Apparently not.
Oh, he had a little bit of a trip up right there.
4.84 for Carlos Andres.
Yeah, slightly behind Caleb, but a really nice performance.
Little misstep that probably caught.
Yeah, he just crossed his feet for just half a second. Kind of tripped him up right there. I'm really interested in just hearing the coach's perspective right now. Like, what are they thinking?
5.96
now again, a
for
guy like
Gio
Dane Leak
Ortiz.
do 5 events. Like, what are their thoughts? Do they even care? Or are they just like, look, I watched in Dane Leak matches. He's a real good black belt. I don't care what he does today. Or again, are some of them like, I don't know.
Might be an indicator of how he's feeling at the moment. Like
Oh.
this week.
Oh, yeah.
4.91 on ice skates. Impressive.
I mean, Lewis did like an extra 5 yards of movement there.
But he also kind of turned and went and did like a forward movement that way instead of doing a lateral movement that way.
Oh, he almost
lost
did
speed there.
it.
And back, yes.
6.22 for Isaac Stackhouse.
6.22 for Isaac.
6.22.
Matthew Boyle's coming up.
Yeah,
Young guy.
that's
Let's see how he
Isaac's
does.
fifth.
Yeah,
Mm.
the pivots.
5.88 for Matthew
His
Boyle.
ability to transition from side to side was really
Dane
slow.
Leak.
Oh, Dean's coming up. Dane's just going to do every event.
Nice.
He's coming in for the 6. He's like, let's do it. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all.
5.11 for
5.11.
for Dane Leak.
So I think this is one of those events you really could get some coaching on.
Oh,
the
yeah.
proper
Yeah, I think
transitions.
so.
Dump truck.
Kind of like the ball thing earlier. That's a skill you could develop. Oh wow.
Okay. 5.10 for
I think
Randy
he was
Roden.
the fastest guy to that first cone. He was explosive.
All right, anybody else on that one? Kevin?
All right, we got Kevin Primo stepping up. Kevin, again, man, he for you guys that didn't hear earlier, Kevin cut about 25 pounds. So he was 195 to start the week. So in 7 days, he went
Brawl
from
Jump is
195
next.
to 170.
Playing on the Brawl Jump. That's up next.
False start.
Got a false start. Broad Jump's up next. That's definitely one of the events I'm most excited for. he
Go
said.
again.
And 2 false starts.
Kevin's like, ugh.
Hey man,
I can't remember. Did Primo like tap him last season? Is that why he's making him do this?
yeah.
There we go.
You're coming up short. You're not making it all the way to the cone every time.
Sideways.
You got to
Yeah.
get here. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, they're torturing. They're torturing Salty Kevin. Over
Yeah,
there.
I mean, again, this dude just got done
Right.
cutting 25 pounds.
Attempt number 12 for Primo.
Elijah's concerned about the results. He ran a 19.6.
Elijah's like, he
Like,
didn't,
these
he
dudes are
didn't,
cheating.
he didn't touch that cone. And Kevin's still giving it. No.
Hey, this is why you don't cut 25 pounds of weight, guys.
They're going to give him a 6.3.
After
All right,
torturing
anybody
him.
else on the shuttle run? All right, the Brawl Jump is coming up next then. We're going to do that down here.
Oh, I can only imagine. Trip Durden says, as a football coach, this is rough to watch. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Josh Gibbs wants to do
Hey,
it.
you got to get up and
Oh.
get. Dude, you know what's going on?
You got to sound off
Josh.
next time, Gibbs. Come on.
If you showed the footage of Elijah today and was just like, just like a football coach and was like, hey, this is our best athlete in the PGF, like our professional grappling, this is the best one. They would literally just have
5.10
a
for
heart
Josh
attack.
Gibbs.
Yeah. They'd be
Lewis,
like,
you say you're
"We're
going
not
again?
watching your show.
Get up and get moving,
I
dog.
didn't
You see
laugh at
what's
you.
going
Then you
on
choke
here.
him out. It's okay.
Yeah, and they'd be like, we could send any of our top athletes in that show, and they would destroy that little pansy.
Oh.
Especially after Elijah sits for the first time.
Okay, 4.53.
Did he just win it now?
Yeah, but
Lewis
he's all
did it.
he's
That was the second one.
Lewis
right?
is coming
Alright,
close to
anybody else for
injuring
this one?
himself.
All right, Brawl Jump. You're going to do the Brawl Jump. Let's do it right
He
here.
landed on one of the cones.
It was like 4.1
Yeah,
something.
dude, his ankle was on
I
thin
know.
ice right there. He,
Well, Brandon said last time he went, it looked like he was on ice skates.
Yeah, they'll go from jump.
All right, and while we're waiting on them to set up this event, I also want to mention supernatural survival gear.
No,
So there's
not where their hands fall back, where their heels land.
gear.
So look, we're going to measure this. We're going to measure the Brawl Jump based on where your heels hit the mat, because we'll be able to see that indentation and it'll help us mark it better. So heels hit the back with your hands.
So this was your squeeze. That was
Who knows?
the yoga ball,
Who knows?
the tea drill.
Put another one in the middle. Put another one in the middle, right? Or kind of off this.
so remember, each competitor has to do at least 5 events. They can do all of them if they want.
Okay. All right, Kyle, you ready on
I
Brawl
think
Jump?
Scarecrow might be a sneaky
All right, who's
pick
up
on this
first?
one. Scarecrow's
Hmm.
long. But then
No,
Marcus
you
is
can-
also super tall.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it flat standing. Not
I'm going with Kiahi.
just from the line.
No, that's
Broad
a
jump?
nice pick.
I'm going with
Okay.
Kiahi.
Showing a lot of athleticism.
Dude, he's a new man.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. Is Caleb gonna do this one? I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, yes.
With
Caleb's in line.
I'm gonna go with Caleb. There's a technique to broad jump. Well, I mean, all of these are track. Well, not all of these are track and field events, but like shot put and broad jump like that.
Or like the field day events from old school days.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we need to get Travis Thomas out there. Dude, Travis, we need Travis doing these events.
Yeah. You just want to say the numbers.
No, Travis is literally crushing every single one of these dudes athletically. Like, it's not even close.
Even Caleb.
And
Yeah.
7
David
feet,
Evers?
2 inches for the
Yes.
Scarecrow.
Dude, broad
7'2".
jump.
Okay.
I got to go with the quad squad. It's either going to be Quadzilla, David Evers, or Randy Dump Truck Roden. Oh, wow. Lewis Collins with a very respectable jump.
I mean, he just came, and I think he won the T drill. He ended up doing the best.
He just outjumped the Scarecrow.
7 feet, 11 inches
Okay.
for Lewis Collins.
Anything over eight's pretty good. That's what we're kind of looking for in these athletes. So if you're looking for just kind of a number, like 8's good. 10 is really like,
Whoa. All-star. What did Anderson get that first season? Matt, you on there? What'd you get that first season?
I'm pretty sure Matt can do 11.
Okay.
I think I remember him saying he injured himself because
Well,
he went so
he
hard
also
on
was
that.
jumping on barefoot on the mats. I'm pretty sure with shoes on, he's right around 11, and that's what you're looking for is like an elite, like NFL athlete. You're looking for that 11.
8 feet.
Oh, we got a
For Manning
Dane to
Leverett.
dethrone. So we got some Dane League fans in the house. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of buzz around Dane League.
Run it again. You can do it again. Yeah.
So Matt says he's done 11-2 on turf. So yeah,
That's very respectful.
Wow.
yeah, because he did 10 feet on mats. I
gonna take
mean,
the highest
that's
one.
incredible. You can do 10 feet on these mats because
That was 7.9 on his first attempt.
we've got them squishy mats.
Yeah, it's taking away some of your power.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you're doing it barefoot. So Kyle saying 9 feet in high school is like what the really good
8
guys would
feet
do.
even. Carlos Andres.
Hey, that's really good.
But here's the thing: you look at it, the scale, because Manning Leverett just did the same jump, but seeing Carlos do it looks so much more impressive.
Oh,
What happened?
Joshua Gibbs we've had 2 fails so far. This has been the hardest event
Well,
for the athletes. I think it's just a little slick right over there.
oh, wow,
Yay.
you got some height with that too.
Yeah, he went up more than he went out.
That's an 8-footer right there.
Almost 9 feet, 8
Say
foot 10
again?
inches.
8'10".
8 feet 10 inches.
8'10". There we
For
go.
Josh Gibbs.
He got some height on that jump too.
Yeah, he did. That was a great jump. Okay, we just had Isaac Stackhouse go. Oh, Josh Gibbs would have been a good pick for this.
7 feet 3 inches for Isaac Stackhouse.
I'm still going quad squad. And that's kind of cheating because it's 2, but I'm calling it.
Man, it's just, you look over there, and who's the guy that just jumps out? It's David Evers. I mean, you just look, and him and Caleb. You
They're
look
standing
over
right
there.
next to each other, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah. But you're just like, man, you look at them and the rest of the guys, and they're the guys that really stick out athletically.
7 feet 3 inches.
Oh, that kind of surprises me.
Well, he's
I figured Mario would be right around 8.
he's kind of short.
Attempt number 2. Here. About the same.
And Jake Elkins killing that. It can be really difficult to measure with that.
7 feet 10 inches for Mario.
Dude, I
Gale.
feel like we haven't talked about Noah at all. Like he's just got here or something.
Oh, there you go. Caleb's coming to the plate.
7 feet 2 inches.
Okay, we have an 8-9 prediction. We have an 8-6 prediction. Oh, okay.
Hey.
He might do a second one too.
Yeah, I think that was a 9. I think that was pretty good. 9-2.
9 feet 2 inches.
Yeah,
Caleb
it looks to be
Mcallister.
a little
9-2.
little competition amongst Evers and Caleb. You said they had a little talk after that jump.
Yeah, this will be interesting because you talk about short limbs.
But explosive quads.
Oh yeah.
I think even shortened him by a little bit.
Well, I think
even
as
shorter
long as
than-
they measure it to the end of or like to the far side of the cone. But Matt is putting it in the same position for everyone. Like he's putting the edge of the cone
8
underneath
feet
there.
10 inches.
8'10".
David Evers.
How much did Caleb get?
No, 9.
9-2.
Caleb got
Oh, yeah, I think he's shortened.
Oh, here's my pick. Come on, Kiai, don't let me down.
10.
I did pick Caleb. I just wanted to
Reiterate.
reiterate.
Well,
It don't matter because Kiahi's about to come out here. This is redemption season. This is redemption for Kiahi.
well, I still
He's
got
gotta
half
get
the
his
quad
chain
squad
out.
to
Oh,
go.
he knows. He's got the chain. He's ready
Yeah.
to go, dude. In case he's psyching himself.
Oh, Paul, do it
Sweaty-
again.
Sweaty feet. He did get out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it didn't look like a 9-footer though.
he's starting
It
to feel
looked
the
like an
pressure a little
8-footer.
bit. I think.
It's pretty good. Yeah, that one.
Ooh.
I'm guessing he's 8'6".
Eight
8
feet
7.
7 inches for Kiahi Makekau.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shane. I think that was I think that shorted David a little bit too. But dang, looks like Lindsay, you're about to take this one.
No, I still got to have the quad
You
squad.
can't pick two.
They're a team.
7
Quad
feet
squad.
2 inches for Matthew Boyles.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think Caleb's taking it.
yeah.
Got a couple more athletes. We got 5 more guys.
8
getting
feet
ready to go.
Okay.
2 inches for Randy
Okay, that's
Roden.
not bad.
It's official. One for Lindsay.
You know, I'm still not on the board. That's all right.
Big goose egg.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, we had Lindsay and Egghead studying these guys' Instagrams, looking at their shirtless pics and all this stuff. And like, I just came in here. All I
Doing
did
some
was study their
research.
jujitsu. Yeah.
7 feet 6 inches for Eric Longar.
What?
Oh, yeah, I think and a little bit
You
of
want
a
to go with
slip
lane
right there.
1 there. You're going to want to go with lane 1.
Yeah, it's a lot of sweat.
A
over
lot of
there.
toe jam in lane 2. Hey, I better check them toes. Hold on, you better check them toes, player. You better back that thing up. Settle down.
The Burek.
Yeah,
Shout
this
out
is a
to
lot of
Blaine.
people. So, guys, where are you guys putting Kevin B this season? Is he in the top? So we got 24 competitors. Does he finish in the top 12? Does he finish in the top 10?
Not
6
if he,
feet 9 inches for Kevin Buring.
not if he goes legs.
His
the
shirt
entire
says
time.
deeply unathletic.
But he showed that he can use the legs and thread the legs to go get the back and get the choke.
So I mean, no, it's a hard question.
He's going to be really interesting to see.
7 feet 6 inches for Kevin Sherrill.
In my mind, I've got Kevin and Manning as kind of my 2 like dark horses to like really just like make a name for themselves this season. Just tap a bunch of dudes they're not supposed to. I think Kevin Buring's going to have a phenomenal season.
Agreed, but does that mean
Top
you didn't
12?
include handsome Kevin Sherrill?
I don't think he's going to make the playoffs, but I think he's going to be in the top 12.
Get on up. It's bobsled time. 7 feet 8 inches for Lewis Collins.
Do you think he's going to do better than the other Kevin from 10th Line?
No. I've got Kevin Sherrill in my top 6.
No.
Can we not get a towel over there?
Yeah,
Nah.
there you go.
Oh wait, Elijah's
That was
stepping up
part of
to do this.
Oh man,
He's got those long limbs.
Like you need it.
I mean, Elijah did this last time. I want to say he actually did pretty well. I think he got over 9 feet.
You can do it again if you want.
Is Elijah going to come in here and win this one? I think Elijah comes
7
in here and
feet,
just takes
4
it.
inches for Jonathan Roberts.
I think he's going to take this from Caleb.
Yeah, but Marcus is even taller than Elijah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Elijah, the bad guy trying to step on the line. He's a habitual line stepper.
the grease.
What? Wallow, pound sand. He's talking smack on me.
Okay. Oh, we're getting a reattempt. Okay.
Part of the problem is that they got him laughing. I don't know about you. I can't do anything athletically if I'm laughing.
Is it 7 feet, you think? 4 feet.
6 feet, 11 and a half inches
Okay.
for Elijah Carlton.
The system is officially broken.
The combine,
I mean,
just altogether.
Just your number one pick is performing like the 6th round pick.
Well, but think about Elijah's game. So he's
Jake's giving him
good
no
in the
room.
beginning,
No room
super
for error.
tricky, very dangerous. But then when the 4 minutes rolls around,
Or you talking about how he chokes everybody like he did in season 1? He literally just
I'm just
scalped
saying
everybody.
that the combine might be an indicator of conditioning.
No.
Little
Now,
I gotta say,
Elijah
like,
Carlton doesn't need conditioning.
I'm team
apparently.
bad guy. I'm team bad guy. I think
I know
Elijah's
you
winning.
are.
I think Elijah's winning this season.
Oh, I didn't hear what Marcus got.
That's what I'm saying. Then
8 feet 1 inch for Marcus Elkins.
to me, that this is the most fun part. Is like making predictions, kind of analyzing and seeing. So, who's your guys' top 3? We're getting ready to start, right?
Mhm.
Who you guys got? Who's your top 3?
On my draft board, Elijah, followed by Dane Leake and by Caleb Mcallister, and then I had Dane Leake, which I got you after seeing his stature against Gio Ortiz. I might flip those.
7 feet
Okay.
6
Gio
inches
was
for Kevin
4.
Primo.
And both of them had multiple wins at ADCC. And Ortiz really showed out against Cato Bertolo, who won the whole bracket. He survived that whole match.
I'm gonna say Elijah, Caleb, then Gio.
All right, I'm going Elijah, Gio, Caleb.
Oh.
I think Gio gets second. I've been really impressed with Gio this year. I think Gio, because his best move is the triangle,
7
much like
feet,
Elijah.
4
We see the
inches,
guys that
Dane
like
Leake.
really,
anybody else
really
on the
are
broad
good
jump?
at the back, which is Gio, and the triangle. Like they do really, really well in the PGF. So getting ready to bring Sean Applegate on. Applegate, one of the best coaches in the Southeast. We're bringing him on to coach one of the teams here. He's got multiple guys.
Plank time, up to 2 minutes. Doing the plank. Come meet us over on this
So it'll be
side.
kind of interesting to see Sean, a very analytical thinker. So we got Sean Applegate jumping on. Sean, first, how excited are you to kind of join this PGF season? How are you? I guess what are you looking forward to most this week?
Just the energy, just to be a part of it. You know, it's exciting. It's competition, but it's also like a lot more than that. Everybody's in here together. You know, like I feel like a lot of these people kind of know each other too. You know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. Like the banter is fun. Like it's like lighthearted. It's not like when you show up to like ADCC and everyone's like looking at each other like they're gonna stab you in the parking lot. You know what I mean? Like you feel like somebody might try to break your leg on your way to the venue just to get you out of the bracket or something. You know what I mean? Like here it's like cool. Like the energy is dope. So I'm just looking forward to like the lighthearted, like good time.
I guess the biggest question for you is how good are you at Connect 4?
Max time on this is 2 minutes.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna see.
So tomorrow the coaches are going to have a Connect 4 battle to see who gets the first pick. Sean, is anybody really sticking out to you? Obviously, you got one of your students, Elijah Carlton here, Kevin Sherrill, and Kevin Buring. Those are your 3 guys. But anybody impress you outside of those 3 that you're kind of eyeing on possibly taking in the draft?
Well, yeah. So this is something I've been thinking about. Obviously, I have 3 guys in. So if I get those 3, that's great. But I still have to pick other guys. So I'm like, I know Manning really well from the planet Jacksonville. He's super tough. I know Tyler Woolsey really well. He's super tough. Obviously, they're like the front runners like Gio and Caleb, and those guys are super tough. But if those guys are still available after the first round, somebody really dropped the ball, right? So Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really know who I'll end up with. I'm just gonna have to assess it each round. But obviously, my biggest focus is getting my 3 guys.
Let me ask a question. So you've been watching the whole combine here. Has anyone's performances, given a bump up to their stock and where you're picking them?
I don't really care too much about athleticism at all for this type of stuff. If you see like my better guys outside of like Ryan Aiken, they're none of them look like athletes, and all of them like beat like what would be considered very athletic black belts regularly. So I don't really care too much about that. It's more going to be about coachability and like mindset. So I'm like watching like how hard the guys are trying during this, who's gonna like let their ego take over and try to like how many guys tried the broad jump twice? You know what I mean? Like, why'd you try it twice? You know what I mean? Like, how many guys like what was the effort like during this, and how much did you care about beating the people around you? Or are you just focused on getting through it so you can get to what actually matters, which is the tournament, So that's kind of what I'm watching.
Of the 24 guys, how many of them would you say that you're aware of, like that you know well?
I don't know. I don't know a number on that. I mean, I would say like more than half.
Okay.
More than
That's
half.
a
Because a lot
20?
of guys are like from the area, like, so it's just like we've seen them at some tournament or something, you know what I mean? So there was a couple guys I'd never seen that I watched some videos on or whatever, but I would say like a little more than half probably. Yeah.
So considering how well your team is at leg locks, is that going to kind of play a factor into who you pick? Are you also looking for more kind of leg heavy and then guys that can use the legs to then come up and try and pass and get the choke?
10 seconds to max.
Well, I mean, I don't really like, if they don't train with us, then whatever they're doing, like I don't have time to teach them what we do, right? So like whatever leg locks and stuff they're doing, like it's not really advantageous for me to pick them and then try to like coach them through the stuff that we do because they don't know what I'd be talking about, right? So again, I'm just simply looking for the guys that look coachable and seem humble.
Facing the
you know what I mean? Because those will be the easy guys to coach. Oh, you have this guy tomorrow. He likes to pass with his left leg forward on the inside. I need you to play this kind of guard and do this with your hands. They're going to do it. Okay, great. I need that guy. I don't really care about the guy that's going to go, yeah, but I like to do this. Because it's like, okay, but what you do is going to cost you the match tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Set.
I think this whole thing is going to be really interesting, especially with the way that the draft picks are going to play out. So as a coach, kind of what do you feel like your role is this week? Because like you said, it's going to be really difficult for you to teach them a system or anything like that. So what should, I guess what's kind of going to be your biggest role as a coach this week?
So if I get the guys that are very coachable, then it's just simply going to be like looking at the potentialities, watching people as they move on the first day, and then essentially like coming in the day before, and just simply being like, all right, guys, listen, like, here's the way you're going to need to play against this guy, and just trying to bend their skill sets in a way that will allow them to have success against different body types and games throughout the tournament.
Yeah. I'm really, of all the coaches, I'm really excited to see you and what you're able to do with these athletes, and especially just kind of picking up. Obviously, I'll be commentating, but I'm going to be trying to steal some of the talk, and I'm really interested in hearing how you talk to athletes because it's always very, very, very impressive.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah. So we're just here to have fun and see what happens. Of course, we're going to try to win, but that's really what I'm looking for. Just who's coachable and who's not,
Guys,
an interesting thing that's been brought up by some folks on the Dream Show Live, etc., is you have 3 different students here. If they're on a different team, are you going to feel a conflict coaching somebody that's on your team that you pick here versus your actual students in real life?
No, not really, because the thing is like, while they wanted me to be here to like coach them, they knew that there's a possibility that like they could get picked up by someone else or whatever, and it would be an extreme disservice to whoever does end up on my team for me to just be like, well, that's my student, so I'm not going to coach you today. Sorry, buddy. You know what I mean? So I'm
10
just going to coach
max.
them like I would coach if they were my guys. You know what I mean? And the unfortunate thing for my guys, if they end up on someone else's team, is I know all the problems that they have with their jiu-jitsu. So it's kind of just like, sorry, man. Like, you know what I mean? But it has to be fair. I wouldn't shortchange any athlete that took the time to come here, cut the weight, and do the thing by not giving them a good coaching experience simply because they're fighting a guy who trains in my gym, And I think my guys respect that too and like understand that's how it would be.
So Kevin Buring is the guy a lot of people are kind of talking about as like a super
All right, guys,
dark
ready?
horse, like a guy that is
Set,
a blue belt that is here to
go.
make a name for himself. What makes Kevin so dangerous?
Kaya's coming around.
Well, I mean,
judging
Kevin
y'all.
trains full time, so Kevin's there twice a day every
So
day.
then nobody
He's
sleeps.
been doing that for about a year and some change now. What makes him like really dangerous is just simply the fact that like he studies the game, like he pays attention, you know. Like if I say Kevin, like this guy likes to sprawl his hips back when you play guard and he leads with his right arm, so I want you to do an arm drag, and if he turns into you, grab his head. He's literally just going to do whatever it was I told him to do, you know what I mean? He's extremely coachable and he understands what he's doing. So it's not like I'm just telling him, hey man, do this, whatever, and he's like, all right coach, whatever, and he just does it blindly. He understands it. He's there twice a day, he pays attention. So that's what makes him dangerous. Like he's a full-time jiu-jitsu athlete, and even though he's only been training a short amount of time, his mat hours are like equal to some of the guys who've been training for several years.
Last question I have for you. Do you have have you like talked to each of your 3 individual guys and kind of come up with goals
That's
for
1
the
minute.
season? Are they kind of coming in here with objectives?
Yeah, it's a no, you know. It's like you know, Kevin's a purple belt. Kevin Show's a purple belt. Kevin Buring's a blue belt. Elijah obviously is just Elijah. Elijah's here to win. If Elijah doesn't win, he'll have made a massive mistake somewhere along the line, right? Like, but for the 2 Kevins, that's not necessarily the case. Like, they have some huge matches ahead of them, and then they have some other matches that they should win. You know what I mean? So for
30
them,
seconds to max.
it's very much like go out there and confirm what you're doing while also getting to test what you're doing at the same time. So it's not necessarily singular objectives as much as it is just simply go there, get as much experience as you possibly can, which is kind of the benefit of this tournament, is all the experience you get with all the matches, right? Regardless of win or lose, you get all those matches. And
10 seconds to max.
just try to keep your head on it. None of them have done something this like grueling, you know? So it'll be interesting to see the later days in the week. Like, can you keep the focus? Can you keep everything where it needs to be?
Well,
Max
Sean,
plank
it's
time
always a
for
pleasure
Boyle
to
and
have you
Longo.
around, and we are really looking forward to having you on this season. And guys, if you want to follow Sean, make
All right,
sure
anybody
you
else on the plane?
follow Sean, obviously Trapplegate.
Yeah, Trapplegate, Timpe on Instagram, Timpe ATL on
Next
YouTube,
Next
and yeah, those are the 2 best ways to follow.
Yeah, subscribe, guys. Easily one of the best coaches in the Southeast and honestly the
You can run
entire
with him right
nation.
here,
So
Caleb.
Sean Applegate, guys, we will
Go
be
with
talking to him a lot more. Sean, thank you for coming
Appreciate
on.
it, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So yeah, we got Sean. Man, it's really interesting. It's gonna be interesting talking to each coach. Just they're each gonna have specific goals, but Sean
All right,
is
guys,
a
ready?
full-time coach. Like this is what he does for a
Set.
living, and so that's why
Go.
I'm most interested in kind of hearing what he's thinking, because you just heard he's a professional.
If you talk to the competitors, you know, not naming names, almost to a T, they all want to be coached by him. I mean, he has that reputation of that
Oh, no, there's
calm,
no prizes.
collected,
Rest assured.
he'll talk you through things. And, you know,
That is broke.
like your latest, one of your latest podcasts talking about the benefits of a coach that can actually get that game plan, man, he was just breaking it down right there for us. That's what he does.
30 seconds in.
And now apparently he goes and takes down our best competitor as he's schooling his student Elijah Carlton.
Well, honestly, what I'm really hoping for is that this would be my perfect season. Elijah gets picked by a different team. So he gets picked by the Elkins or somebody else. Yeah. But then Sean gets his other 2 students. So he gets the purple belt and the blue belt. I just think that'd be made for a really interesting season, like seeing how Sean would coach his guys against Elijah.
1
Maybe
minute.
there's some
deep.
weaknesses that people wouldn't be able to catch just because they didn't really understand or know, and Sean would be able to maybe go, hey, look for this on Elijah, or just a couple of tells that Elijah has. And then
I would really like to hear that conversation. Like, if we could get that on the air and have that recorded, like, all right.
And then
this is
Elijah
what-
just never wins another match because Sean, like his coach, has just been like, look, like
Here's
all
the
you have to
secrets.
do is lead with your left foot.
30 seconds to max.
That's all you have to do. So we're getting ready to bring on Eli Knight. So Eli's going to jump on here. Eli, biggest YouTube channel in jiu-jitsu. Dude is a wealth of knowledge, and his videos range from everything from self-defense to sport jiu-jitsu to gi to no gi. And Eli, again, very, very excited to have you on this season. What are you looking forward to
Tom.
most this week?
Man,
Caleb
there's so many
Mcallister,
different matches
Kevin
that I want
Primo,
to see happen.
Tyler Woolsey.
Just so many different guys. I want to see how this the combine,
Anybody
the
else on the
athletic
brink?
performance is going to translate into a lot of the matches, because it's been kind of interesting. I thought at first I was like,
All right,
I don't
the
know
last
how
two
much some of these
categories
more technical
are
guys, I don't
squeeze
really know
endurance and the dead hang.
how much that's going to matter.
Who's
But then when
planning
you
on
see
doing the
some of
dead
the
hang?
feats that these guys are pulling off, it's pretty
Dead hang,
insane.
let's go.
So I'm also interested in seeing how the selection process is going to go, because I'm sitting there trying to plan it out, and I'm like, okay, I know who I want, my ideal like top 5 or however many, and but then I'm like, okay, well, if I don't get this on round 1 or 2, then who's my third by default? So it's a process. Like, I'm having to do math. I wasn't expecting this.
How are your Connect 4 skills? We just had Applegate on, and he's like, we're gonna find out tomorrow. But are you feeling confident in your ability to
This one's gonna
possibly
have
get a
2-minute
first round
max as
pick?
well.
When I started hearing about the likelihood of the Connect 4, I started to study and research a little bit more. I mean, I was familiar with the game, but there's
So,
YouTube
Kyle,
has a
you
lot
ready?
of different things on it, and they have some tutorials that are really interesting as far as the
Set.
strategy. So some of the patterns that you can line out, and it's not quite chess complicated, but there's definitely structure to it that can be manipulated. So I wanted to make sure that I had that advantage anyway. So
you're talking about the feats that some of these guys have been pulling off. Who stood out to
15
you?
seconds.
man, I don't want to say the wrong name. Let's see. Let me see the list here. There we go. Okay, yeah.
They're all over
Yeah.
the place.
Okay, yeah. Where was the push up?
30
where is he at?
seconds for Kevin.
Mario was the
so
one that
far.
took that one, right?
No, David Evers.
Oh,
David
David
Evers.
pardon me,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He's so compact, so strong. Like, and his explosiveness was insane, because on every event he's competed in so far has been, if not the best performance, it's been out there. So that's really impressive to see that kind of like explosiveness. Kiahi had a really awesome, I think, on shot put, and his long jump I think was really good too. So it's been really interesting. You see some of these long, lanky guys that can just like wrap you up like an octopus and
1
like
minute
break your legs,
even
but
for Kevin.
it doesn't necessarily translate into
1 minute.
explosive energy or the best shuttle run or whatever. So
Yeah, who's in your mind? Who's a dark horse this season?
Right, next
Maybe
up is
a
Kevin
purple
Sherrill.
belt or a blue belt that you kind of got your eye on, that whether he gets on your team or not, you think could have a really good season.
it's hard because I don't want to call someone a dark horse necessarily whenever that they could hang with so many of these guys that could be in the first or second round pick. So but I was looking at Marcus out there. I mean, I think that he's really he gets better all the time. I think he looks really good. Let me look at my list here because I've been like juggling some names and everything. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Evan DeWitt looks really good. Marcus, except of course, like I said, Carlos Andres. I mean, so some of these guys, it's going to be interesting to see because when you think about who's going to be in that replacement spot,
1 minute
on your team,
even.
you
1
can kinda
minute,
map
1
out the
second
top
for Kevin
five. But then
Sherrill.
when you're starting to think about who's going to be that solid replacement, under what conditions are they going to be able to
Next
jump
up
in,
is Manning
then
Leverett.
that's going to be something that you have to kind of factor. So, but yeah, it's going to be cool to see what happens during the draft.
So you and Drew Weatherhead both do not have an athlete in this competition, where Applegate and obviously the Elkins brothers have people here.
Yeah.
How does that kind of affect? Like, do you think that's going to affect that? Obviously, that's going to probably affect their draft, where you guys are kind of just free to pick whoever you want.
Yeah. I think that a factor in it, I don't know what it's going to do to morale, if somebody is just dead set on getting to, obviously if you watch the countdown with Elijah, the way that he said, if he doesn't wind up on Sean's team, then, he's just going to like take his first win or something and then kind of ride it out, let the sub go in there. And so, of course I hope it was tongue in cheek, but it's you got to think about things like that as far as the morale of not being on the team with your coach, and then in turn having to compete against your coach's team. So those kind of things, which ostensibly Drew and I wouldn't have to worry about that, but Like I don't want somebody on my team who's like begrudgingly, it's like shit, I didn't
1
get on my
minute, 5
coach's
seconds
team.
so far from
And
Manny.
now I got to compete against my coach's first round draft pick, and it's just, so that psychology plays into it a little bit for me.
Well, you remember in
1
the
minute,
Ultimate Fighter
17
when
seconds
BJ
from Manning
Penn just
Leverett.
asked, he said, "Look, raise your hand if you want to be on my team. Like, I need to know right now."
And everybody raised their hand, and then like, so then whenever it was who was the other coach, the opposing coach on that season.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
This
I
is how
literally
little it
just
mattered,
watched
right?
it.
Because
Yeah.
it was everybody went on BJ's team, but then the other coach is sitting there like, well, damn, okay, like I get to pick all these people who didn't want to be on my team. Great, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, but like you said, it could ruin team morale. Let's say you do, you get first pick and you take Elijah, and he just punt it. He just like gives you kind of a half-ass performance, or you've got whoever.
I honestly can't really imagine that happening with anyone. I mean, like it's one thing to say it, it's one thing to kind of conjecture that, but I think when you get out there and it's like it's really going to be a difficult thing to beat in the moment, and your match is coming up, and you were the first round draft pick, and the spotlight's on you, and you're like, am I really going to just lay this up? Am I really just going to, turn in a lackluster performance? Everybody here wants to go out and bust their ass and show out. They want that spotlight. And everybody wants that first round draft pick because the incentive, the way that Brandon has incentivized it
1 minute
with that first round draft pick, determining your pay structure for the tournament. I think that was a really good call on his part, because that does it. I think that it helps to quash a little bit of that. So I think it's really interesting. He's put so much thought into this season, even beyond other seasons, and it's really cool to see.
It was Jens Pulver. No,
Jens
it was
Pulver,
Jens Pulver.
yes.
Yeah. It's like you said, like Jens Pulver. Like no, everybody was there for BJ Penn.
Yeah,
but
Minute and 30
you're
seconds
coming
so far
from
for
Kentucky, and you've got this. You got probably the biggest
1 minute and
YouTube
34
channel in
seconds for
jiu-jitsu.
Kiai.
Well, to be fair, like Chewy's still ahead of me. I'm catching him, but he's Chewy's still ahead. Just all respect due for him, So.
Well, I love, I love jiu-jitsu. So
he's Chewy's the man. So yeah.
But yeah, you're coming in. You got this coaching role this week. As a coach, like, what do you feel like your role is like going to be this week? Are you going to be trying to like teach these guys on the side? Or are you going to be just more of a moral support? Like, what's your role?
I've asked Brandon that about 10 times. I'm like, what am I doing again as coach? Because I'm not trying to, like you said, I don't have competitors in this. Drew doesn't have competitors in this, and some of the other coaches do have competitors in this. I'm definitely not trying to step in and be the stepdad. That's the cool stepdad. It's like, look, I know your dad's not around, but here's how it's. No, I'm not going to try to anything these guys need. I think that the biggest coaching role from my team is going to come from the support of the other competitors. That's kind of what I envision, is that anything that needs to be workshopped on the team, any kind of strategizing, any kind of moral support, anything like that.
1 minute so far for Isaac Stackhouse.
These guys are so ready, they're so prepared that there's structurally, as far as like
1 minute, 8
placement
seconds,
of
Isaac
the
Stackhouse.
order or whatever, anything like that as far as the competition goes, the decision, if a decision needs to be made, if somebody needs to step out to substitute or whatever, those kind of things, I think that I'll be instrumental on. But I'm not trying to step in and within 1 week or a few days be a real coach in the truest sense of the word.
Are you looking for competitors with any particular type of style, or what's driving what you're looking for in your draft?
It's definitely that. I mean, because some guys they seem to be the complete package all the way around, but you have to pay attention to those guys that like stylistically will match up well with other people, because like I said before, you've got everything from body type to energy expenditure to, this guy might be a leg lock specialist, this guy's a better getting the back, this guy's got really good defense that can like nullify somebody who's a really strong player for the other team,
for Carlos.
to keep them from scoring points against the other team. So all those things have to be kind of factored in. And the biggest thing is it will be, it'll all be determined by the draft, because, like I said, I can create the dream team in my head, but once I start seeing, say I get on the second round of the picks, after the first round is over with, then I'm going to start to see, okay, who are their star players from this first round for the other coaches? Okay, who do I need that can go against
1
this guy?
minute
Who
so
do I need to
far
go
for
against that guy?
Carlos.
That might change the order of what I would want for my second round draft pick. So, if there's some strategizing, and I definitely, I've got some other people that I'm bouncing ideas off of that have been watching a lot of the lead up. I've kind of tasked people with homework assignments, and I'm like, look, I can only research so much, and I've tried to do my best leading up to this once I knew I was, going to be a coach this season. But I also tag people that I knew have kept up with the seasons up till now and knew some of the competitors.
1
and
minute,
have
30
competed,
seconds so far for Carlos.
Seen a lot of the competitions these other guys have been in, whether it's PGF or otherwise. And so it's
1 minute, 38 seconds
it's going to be
for
interesting.
Carlos.
Yeah.
So your team's gonna have the whole night jujitsu network behind them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It definitely is. It's like, I'm DMing people. It's like, hey, what do you know about this guy? What do you know about that guy? Do you have any footage that doesn't exist out there? Of them just getting trashed in a tournament and how it happened. No, I did the as much as I could about, picking people's brains whose opinion I really trust. So, yeah.
Well, it's going to be an awesome season, and we are very honored to have you. Eli, where can people follow you? What's your YouTube channel and all that biz?
On YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, basically all the platforms. It's Night Jiu-Jitsu. If you look up Night Jiu-Jitsu or Eli Knight, then I'll pop up in there somewhere. So, yeah.
One of the best resources in the game, guys. Eli, thank you so much for joining us this week. We're going to be talking to you a lot over the next week. Thanks for joining us, man.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
45 seconds so far for Tyler Woolsey.
Yeah, so there we go, guys. Eli Knight, one of the 4 coaches. I'm excited to see Eli. Again, he's a huge personality in the jiu-jitsu. I mean, we got stars. We got Drew Weatherhead, who's got one of the biggest
60 seconds
Instagram accounts. We got one of the probably the number 2 YouTube channel. I thought it was number 1, but my bad, Chewy. I love Chewy. My bad. But we got the number 2 YouTube guy. We got Sean Applegate, one of the best coaches, especially on the come up. His guys are absolutely killing it on the scene. And then we've got PGF stars, Jake and Matt Elkins.
I'm just going to tell you, I told Elena earlier, if you're out there and you're trying to learn jiu-jitsu and you don't have a gym,
1 minute, 27
YouTube
seconds.
University, and when you're looking for techniques, Night Jiu-Jitsu is one of those ones that pops up and is amazing.
We're being joined by the final coach. Well, I guess we haven't talked to the Elkins brothers yet, but we have Drew Weatherhead, black belt out of Canada, who has come all the way down to be one of the 4 coaches. Drew, I've asked every coach this, but what are you looking forward to most this week?
I'm looking forward to some shenanigans. Mostly, I want to see entertainment value. I want to see some shit that shouldn't work, and I want to see some shit that should work, not work. Those are the highlights that I look for on Instagram. And really, I'm here for the memes.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You're the meme guy in jiu-jitsu. So, all right. So we got 2 more things. We're going to switch the battery for the camera. We got 1 more event, and then we're going to have, I thought we were going to do the Connect 4 tomorrow, but we're doing the Connect 4 tournament tonight. That is what I'm most excited for. But anyways, yeah, let's just go. Like, how do you feel about your Connect 4
Coach, you just made Wallow's night.
I've been studying the meta of Connect 4 for ages. This is actually not fair. Like, I feel like they could have picked any other game theorem and they would have a better chance. Chess, maybe like the simpler games like chess. Connect 4 is levels. This is 4D chess. This is something that most people laugh at, but I will beat them before they connect 2.
Oh my, dude. When I heard the word meta, like that's how you know you're going against a real gamer, like a dude that knows about the meta of the game.
On the internet, they call it in the sauce.
He's got all the sauce, Drew Weatherhead. But Drew, got to pick 6 guys tomorrow. Really, who are you looking at? Like, who are you kind of, I guess really just give me one dark horse, one guy that's maybe a blue or purple belt that maybe nobody's looking at, or that's really been impressing you. Maybe you've watched the footage or even just tonight. Who's that guy?
Okay. First of all, I know one person's name so far, so I'm giving everybody nicknames. I'm looking forward to that too, calling them all by their nicknames. One person I am looking forward to is Ben Askren's younger brother. I don't know if he knows he's related, but he's definitely related. And if Ben denies it, we need like a genealogy test, some blood samples, because that's absolutely what's going on. He came in wearing a wrestling shirt and looking hella like Ben Askren. So I'm actually rooting
He
for
also
him.
rides a unicycle.
He really extra rooting for him. I said shenanigans. The boy's already coming out in spades. Yes, that's my dark horse.
Matthew Boyles. There you go.
Ben Askren's little brother.
Ben Askren.
Oh, pardon me. Just
There's a long family tree. What we got: Ben Askren, who's
Sean O'Malley,
Chase Hooper.
Sean O'Malley, Chase Hooper,
yes,
and Matthew Boyles.
That's right. Yeah,
the Mount Rushmore of Ben Askren lookalikes.
All right.
But also thinking about this season, you're going to be a coach. And you were running a gym. Now you're traveling around the country, going place to place. You found your way to Decatur, Alabama. How excited are you to just get back to coaching and just being around athletes and kind of helping guys during this tournament?
So this is going to be interesting because none of these guys are my guys. So I'm coming into a position where I've got 6 built fighters that I don't feel like I can improve their jiu-jitsu like I would with my guys, but I'm hoping that I can be helpful on the strategic side a little bit. And maybe since there's so many matches everybody's going to have this week, it's not like a one and done scenario where it's like, you got caught with the trick, sorry, you're out. You can learn in real time from your matches and carry it on to the next one, whether it's like a tendency that you didn't know that you had, that's like, stop posting in this position, or if it's like, this place where you like to be, whether it's guard or top or passing or something, hasn't been working 3 out of 4 times, maybe let's switch it up. Try a different trick. I'm hoping to be able to bring in like just some ideas to the group rather than like some like jiu-jitsu techniques writ large.
Well, we got 12 matches for each one of your competitors. What and there's a bonus, right, for the coaches. And there's a lot of really special things going on this season. It's almost even kind of hard to keep up because you got bonuses for this and bonuses for that. But is your team going to be the one walking away with all the crazy, like this guy got a toe hold and a twister and a buggy choke? And is that what your team's going to be known for?
I wasn't going to go into that part of the strategy, but it's all about making me
Anybody
money.
that's planning on doing max.
So I am going to
endurance.
sacrifice a few sacrificial
over and I'll tell you
lambs
how it
throughout
works.
the case and make them dive on stuff that may not be for their benefit. If they have to
You guys
let
doing
their
this one?
ACL snap to get the toe hold and I get $100 out of it, I will share 20 with them. This is the type of incentives that the guys need to know. Like they'll be happy to be on my team.
Anybody else that's
we all
doing
win
max,
if I
squeeze,
win.
endurance, meet me over here. We're getting started.
I guess, is there any particular type of athlete, any type of style that
Squeeze
you've been looking
endurance.
for your
Ready to
draft?
start.
Yeah. So who is the guy that's made of like 100% meat?
David
Matthew
Evers.
Boyles.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
here's the
I'm
way it
calling him
works.
meatsicle right now. I'm not sure if that's going to
Meatsicle.
stick, but
So this time you're not.
that
you're not
boy
looking
did
to
the
max
broad
it out.
jump and he's like 4 foot nothing.
Yeah.
He's like
But you
barely
gotta
above
hold
the
it
ground.
above
And he
50.
floated like he was Superman for like 100 feet. I don't know if that's accurate, rounded up, but it was
It drops under 50.
unbelievably impressive. The explosive
I don't start until you're
ability of that guy. Plus, he has no neck. And in jiu-jitsu, that's a real advantage. Like a lot of jiu-jitsu is about having a neck, and he has none. So I think that
All right, who wants to go first?
being that he's made of meat without a neck and can float against gravity, that's probably like a really good guy to vote for, root for, and definitely one on my team.
Yeah, he's very talented. I've rolled with him a few times. The kid's got a great top and bottom game, but he's built
Drops under 50.
in a very awkward way to go and try and tap, right?
Yeah.
Short limbs,
No levers.
short neck, super jacked, super broad. He's going to be a handful for anybody this season.
All right, you call it, Jake.
Yep. I mean, I could probably try to hug that guy and not connect my hands. I'm a tall guy. He's like a cedar tree, but like maybe a cedar stump.
So looking at the other coaches, is there any one coach that you
Eli.
feel like you have to beat? Eli?
Eli. The answer's Eli.
There you go.
Yes. He knows why.
So we've got an Elkins brothers, even though they're on the same team. I feel like that's a rivalry all on its own. If they're somehow going to split, they might even just split the team and just have like 3 guys
Are
on
blood
each team.
feuds still a thing down in Alabama?
100%.
Okay. Is there a gulch that they're fighting over?
I mean, we haven't had like a Hatfield McCoy situation yet, but it could start with the Elkins.
The Elkins.
Just
Okay.
splits, but we're gonna have a Canadian USA feud, and we got Applegate just on his own
43
trying
seconds
to win this
squeeze
season with his
endurance
guys.
for Isaac Stackhouse.
Well, everybody's drinking liquid death around here, which is setting a tone. Like
Next
it
up,
feels
Kevin
very
Sherrill.
mortal. This combat is not just regular slap and bump. This is mortal combat. Somebody's going to die, and it's probably going to be an Elkins.
Well, there's 3, so
We can do without at least 1 or 2.
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
well, I'm just saying percentage-wise, if somebody that or a McCaffrey.
Oh, she's right here.
No. I didn't say.
How do you feel about this?
I feel cheated.
I'm just saying percentage-wise, if somebody dies, there's a better chance. It's not going to be a weatherhead.
No, I ain't getting anywhere near these
All right,
killers.
16 seconds on the first run for Kevin Shaw.
But Drew, it's amazing to have you down. We're going to talk to you a bunch this week. How can people follow you? Where can they kind of check your stuff out?
Yeah, first thing they can do is go to Ape Shakas on OpenSea and get my NFT, which, sorry, is already sold out. You're going to have to con somebody out of one. Oh, by the way, it just got verified like 10 seconds ago, so that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, I'm killing it on NFTs. But realistically, guys, check me out on because_jitsu on Instagram. And if you want some jiu-jitsu techniques, if you like that kind of thing, drew.weatherhead on Instagram. That's where you can find me.
Squeeze time.
Drew, we're going to be talking to you a bunch this week. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll talk to you.
Pleasure.
So there we go. There's the final coach. Man, I feel like everybody knows the Elkin. I mean, we're going to bring them on, at least one of them, hopefully. But man,
if there's anyone that can give the Elkins a run for their money in smack talk and cleverness, we just found that man.
Oh no, Drew Weatherhead. Like when we do our like around the map podcast and stuff, Drew and Tim Freeman are probably my 2 favorite guests for just comedy wise. Those dudes always have me cracking up. Like Applegate's like the genius. You know, he comes on and he's given like analytical. He's like amazing. Kind of analytical. Looks at MMA and jiu-jitsu. But dude, Drew Weatherhead, dude, that dude is so funny.
Yeah.
So funny
and smart though.
Yes.
That's the thing. Combines the two so well.
Yeah, check out his NFT. He's got a bunch of. I think Craig Jones got like his best NFT or something like the first one. I think he just like gifted it to Craig Jones. So
it was one of the 3 VIPs. So
yeah.
Brandon got one as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dang.
Yeah, Steven's been trying to con him out of it all
for
the
Noah
last couple
Randolph.
days.
Well,
56
dang.
seconds.
Oh,
howdy.
We got the final coach here, or I guess the final half
of the coach.
Half
I'd like to consider myself 3/4 of it, but
well, see, I was wondering, is there a chance that you guys just split the team in the middle during the season? You just go straight. Hey, you take these 3 guys, I take these 3 guys.
I'm sure that there will just be just different moments where Jake feels like he should take the reins. Maybe it's a wrestling thing, or Jake's really good with getting kids warmed up and stuff like that, making sure that they're in the right headspace before they walk out there. Like physically, they're ready to go. I don't know, man. We don't have any set game plan. I think that in typical Elkins style, we'll just be having fun getting it done. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be enjoying ourselves while we're here at the PGF season 3. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, you've been watching this combine. You've been helping. So, I mean, you've been right there firsthand. Has anybody really impressed you? Has anybody really stood out to you today?
I definitely think that I would have to say if I was going to hand somebody like most athletic or most in shape, I want to say it's probably Caleb Mcallister. I've been very impressed with his explosive movements and stuff like that. And of course, you saw him carry on a casual conversation with Kevin Primo during the plank and whatnot, just not sweating the 2-minute plank at all. My fat dad bod is over there just jarring around, sad, watching him do it. He got up, his back muscles were all ripped and all that, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely thought Caleb did a great job. There's been a couple. Mario was slaying it on the ball balance drills, bro. He hopped out there all cash and just knocked out 10 reps, 10, 12 reps on the ball balance. So yeah, man, I think it's been really cool to see some of these guys moving around, especially some of the guys that I've never watched grapple before. Just get an idea of what their athleticism looks like, their movement, see a couple of these guys run. It's been a blast.
Yeah, some of the side-to-side movement. So now the big question is, who's going to represent the team in the Connect 4 that's getting ready to go down? Because this is a big deal, man. The Connect 4 is
I feel like the only thing that can really go down is a classic paper, rock, scissors action before, and winner takes all, because, it's like this. Winner wants the ball, and, I want to in. I'm trying to play some Connect 4, and if you think that my older brother is trying to sit there while I play Connect 4, I don't know, dude.
Game within the game.
I mean, y'all are coaching together. Why can't y'all play together?
You don't have brothers, I don't guess.
Yeah.
If you do have brothers, they're not the Elkins brothers. It's just, you know, it was cracking me up. Honestly, we're having a good time like with my little brother while he's out there doing the combine and jumping and all that kind of stuff. That's how we get down. It doesn't matter what you got to do. It's you're going to get picked at for it for sure. So when it comes to Connect 4, I mean, it's like this: you go in and then you lose. Like, oh shit! Now you know that's the worst. That's worst case
1
scenario.
minute, 36 seconds.
We're assuming that whoever wins the paper rock scissors, you know, that they're gonna just take the whole cake with the Connect 4. But like, if my brother goes in, let's say he beats me by some small chance in paper rock scissors, he takes the paper rock scissors championship, and then he goes into Connect 4 and loses to Sean Applegate in the first round. You think he wants to hear about that for the next 6 months? I mean, like. That's how long he's going to hear about it for sure. 100%. So,
as a follow-up to some questions we asked your baby brother, Marcus, are there any set, goals that he has to hit where he will not hear about things for 6 months?
Honestly, if I'm giving you a real honest answer, the level of competition in this 170 bracket, I feel like is super high, man. I feel like there's some really good dudes. We've just been talking about it, and I think there's some guys that he is definitely going to catch slipping. I think there are some lashes that are out there that are going to be a little bit rough, for anybody. But man, just honestly, even the guys that are going to be picked on our team, the advice that I'm giving to the people that I've helped get prepped for it, or the guys that are going to be on our team, is just to get out there and run it. Like, you don't want to go out there and not, shoot your shot and then be like, oh, well, maybe I should have emptied the gas tank a little bit more, or, even if it's like a match with an Elijah or something like that, what are you going to do? Just sit there and try not to get killed? Like, nah, man, it's the PGF. The people want to see action. And honestly, the worst thing ever is to go out there and get a
that
draw.
Was 1 minute,
so
1 second for Jonathan
I mean, especially after doing the first 2 seasons, I don't beat myself too much about losing to the guys that won the competition, just like everybody else. But some of the cats that I got draws with, oof, those are haunting. Joe, Kai, you're watching out there somewhere.
Now, you just mentioned it. Obviously, you and your brother are both veterans of the PGF.
Yes.
Do you think that gives you an edge coaching your players against everyone else?
Man, I think that one thing that is very different about the PGF is just the week-long. You saw even last time with the interviews that guys were allowed to do in between, that there were just highs and lows behind the scenes that maybe the average person doesn't understand. Especially with a week-long tournament and going from wrestling and stuff like that. A lot of big tournaments or 2 or 3 day tournaments. So we've been doing that kind of thing our whole life and just kind of helping guys find the right pace to make it through the whole week. I mean, if somebody, if you're unfamiliar with what happened last season, I mean, I messed my knee up in the very first match. I wound up having to pull guard. Just had to stay in it though, and survive the week to some degree. And I think that we're gonna help some people in that regard. And then I guess if they got some wrestling questions, maybe so. If you want to get leg lock information, see Sean Applegate. Sorry.
Do you feel like you have to take your brother?
Do I like my little brother?
Yeah. So
is there a scenario where I don't
1
pick
minute,
him
7
and
seconds.
the world doesn't collapse on itself? No, absolutely not. If I didn't pick my little brother, he would. I don't know what happened, but I'm picking him. I mean, spoiler alert. Doesn't matter when if we get first pick or not. I'm picking the squad. You know what I'm saying? That's who's coming with me. Sorry.
No, that was a good question I was going to ask. Are you going to look for familiarity in people over people that might be objectively better?
It feels like just as much of a gamble to roll the dice, honestly, with my experience in jiu-jitsu, roll the dice on some person just because they're a black belt and I've never rolled with them, never seen them roll or any of that kind of stuff based on, and then that versus guy that's a purple belt that I've put my hands on that I know just about it, that I know is going to be mentally tough the entire week and stuff like that. So the guys that I'm familiar with, I'm definitely trying to get those guys. Obviously want to try to get, catch that 500 Bitcoin, so definitely taking the draft seriously, but there are definitely some people that I definitely want to do. But I definitely think that we have a few people that I'm trying to pick, and we'll see if they're available. I just, like I said, I don't know how it's going to go with this draft situation. This Connect 4 situation's up in the air. I feel like Sean Applegate got some insider trading information. He's been studying. He put down the COD controller, Call of Duty, for a week, and he's been just Connect 4ing it on his iPhone, and so I'm sweating a little bit about that, but we'll see what happens here in a minute.
Well, you're getting ready to go into it, so we won't take any more of your time. We're going to talk to you a bunch this week, obviously.
Glad to be
where
here.
can the people cutting out. Where can the people?
You can find us, man. We're on Instagram, Ironclad Wrestling, Ironclad HQ. My personal brand is TB Elkins. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, all the things, YouTube. So yeah, man, hit us up. And yeah, especially if you got some wrestling questions. I know y'all got some questions about that slide by from season 2, So dropping the tutorial soon. Check it out.
I picked up that wrestling for jiu-jitsu. It's great.
Oh, dude.
Looking forward to really implementing it.
Where's my brother? I can't say too many nice things about him, but he's a fantastic wrestling coach. You should, if you're trying to learn wrestling, you should be paying attention to anything that Ironclad Wrestling is putting out. It's money, super money.
It's a must follow. Follow Jake, follow Matt, and I mean, you guys are Hall of Famers. I mean, you, Elijah, you guys are kind of the OGs, and you guys are in that first class of PGF Hall of Famers, and we're excited to see you coach this season and see what your little brother and the rest of your team does.
It's an honor. V's up, fam. V's up.
There we go. We just talked to every coach. You got to think Drew Weatherhead has the advantage. I mean, unless he's just completely BSing us, right? And he has just never played. I mean, it sounds like the typical, like, this guy just got lucky and he's played a bunch of he just randomly has played a bunch. I mean, that's a Canadian game, isn't it? Connect 4 is a Canadian game. It sounds Canadian.
It's from Milton Bradley. I'm pretty sure it's American.
It's Canadian.
But I didn't know that there would be like YouTube. But I mean, I guess there's YouTube strategy for everything.
There are people betting hundreds of dollars on Connect 4 right now somewhere in the world.
That's insane to me.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he's traveling around with his family. I mean, Connect 4 is one of those games.
It's a travel
with
game.
Kids, and it's really easy to play. So
it's
it makes sense.
It's a Canadian game.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. You get your donuts. You go down. You get your donuts.
You're saying donuts are Canadian?
Like your French fries and poutine? Is that what we're talking 100%.
About? Dude, Canada's known for donuts, French fries, and the little poutine thing they got going on. They're super friendly and Connect 4. I'm serious. Those are the 4 things.
Mounties.
What?
Mounties.
I don't even know what that is. A Mountie.
Maple leaves, syrup.
Oh, here we go.
Please. Oh, they're bringing it out, dude.
Oh, there no chairs, like a arm wrestling match here.
What do you say? They actually get rid of the Connect 4 and just do one of those slap fights?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, a Russian slap fight right now?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Oh, well, Jake Elkins.
Well, I was gonna say, is that going to be a paper, rock, scissors thing to see who gets the slap?
Oh, you imagine having to hit
bro,
Jake
you get to do it.
and then Jake having to hit you? I mean, Jake's 240.
I mean, look at those mitts.
Dude,
that's not a
Jake's
good day.
engaged right now, too. He might be 250. I'm just saying.
Do you think he's going to listen to this?
I mean, this is
Probably
4
not.
hours long or 3 hours long.
He'll never get to that joke.
Yeah, we're talking about 3 hours deep. But there's we've had, this is the first time the live audience has dropped below 100. So
they're not excited about the Connect 4.
I
they're
think
gonna
it's
come
just
back
3 hours
Since
deep.
Connect 4 starts.
I just think we're 3 hours deep, and they're just like, dude, I've had enough.
Got to go to bed. It's about 9 o'clock.
I mean, I think we've all played Connect 4, right? I can't remember the last time I played. So thinking about strategy,
Did you go for that center spot? Is that it? I mean, that's usually one of the big plays, right? You go for like one of those first, the middle spots first.
I mean, I hear you. I just don't know if that's correct or not. I mean, I'm sure it's just like chess, right? Where you got people. I'm a huge chess player. I've played thousands and thousands and thousands of games of chess. So yeah, I mean, there's some people like to control the center of the board. Some people you can control diagonally. Some people like to control the edges. There's a lot of different ways to play the game, right? So I don't know if there's like in-game strategies or anything like that. Like they said, are there opening moves? Like, is there like
I would think so.
Like the blitzkrieg for chess.
Yeah,
right?
just like exactly.
Well, there's a strategy for tic-tac-toe. So, of course, there's one for Connect 4. Did you not know that there was a strategy for tic-tac-toe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a strategy for everything. I mean, there's a strategy for like.
Something like we were doing interviews and not and talking to the coaches, but Evan DeWitt got 1 minute and 36 seconds on his squeeze time, on his hand squeeze time. The other times were, Noah got 56 seconds, Marcus got 37 seconds, Isaac got 43, I mean, that's Jonathan Roberts got 1 minute and 1 second. Kevin Primo got
Wow, that's really
a
impressive.
minute and 7 seconds. And,
Well, can
yeah,
we?
I mean,
let's give our top
that's
3
huge.
athletes though. We're over. Who's your top 3 athletes? 1, 2, 3 in that
wait,
order.
based on what? Based on these numbers?
Yeah, no, based off the athletic performance. Yeah.
David Evers, Caleb,
Mm-hmm.
and dude, I almost want to say Kiai. I don't. What do you think?
I think probably he's gonna say Mario for the third one.
Yeah.
He's gonna say Mario all night.
No, I think Mario did really well in the beginning, but he kind of fell off towards the end. His broad jump wasn't very good. I mean, I think overall you'd probably have to put Kiahi in that 3rd spot. I feel like Josh Gibbs did pretty well. He had a great broad jump. He did 52 beautiful push-ups. You know, those military push-ups. His T drill was pretty good. Yeah, exactly. So I think Josh Gibbs showed well. Those are kind of the 5, you know, but I would probably put Kiahi in there.
And the question is, did Kiahi's performance take him from that possible replacement role to an active duty roster?
I mean, that's the question. Yeah, Brad, this is live. We've been live for 3 hours, brother. So
And you're about to get live Connect
and
4.
tomorrow we're going to be live for about 4 or 5 hours. So 6 p.m. guys, Monday through Thursday, we're having matches. Each competitor is going to have 3 matches a night. So we're going to see some of the best guys in the country put it on the line. Got basically, I say basically, we got 7 black belts, and then we got Elijah Carlton, who's basically a black belt.
So Elijah is not part of the 7 that you're counting.
No, he is not. There are 7 actual black belts,
Okay.
and then Elijah Carlton. But we've got 8 of those guys. We got a handful of brown belts. We got some disgusting. I mean, we got D1 level wrestlers, multiple D1 wrestlers in this thing. We got some just blue and purple belts ready to create some upsets. So you guys make sure you tune in. And like Brandon just posted, we got the draft at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And especially if you're a fan of some of these guys, you need to know. You need to know where they're picked. And it's going to be really fun. So tune in at work tomorrow. Tune in wherever you're at.
It's gonna be amazing. I think everyone that's a fan of fantasy football or fantasy everything knows that the draft is half the fun. Is getting up there and saying, "Hey, I got the best team. I'm out drafting you." You know, figuring out who your sleepers is, or building your board, and after these interviews with these coaches, it's gonna be exciting hearing them talk smack on each other while they do this.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to start the Connect 4. We got Drew Weatherhead versus the Elkins. And I mean, again, from just the talk, you got to think Drew Weatherhead's a huge favorite.
I still want to know who won paper, rock, scissors. They're right next to each other.
I don't know. I heard a little yelp. So one of them was like gave kind of a country yeehaw.
So there was a victor. It has been decided. So I think Stephen Aiken might be really good at this because he's always talking about how checkers is better than chess.
Oh, Matt won.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's send it to the Connect 4. We're gonna give them 3 mics. So y'all's mics are gonna go to them.
Okay.
So we're sending it over to the Connect 4 people. So you guys,
you guys can hear
we'll
the minds.
see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Right?
Yeah.
That's when we're doing the draft.
Just be excited.
So don't go anywhere though. I'm about to have a Connect 4 tournament.
Connect 4 is on its way.
All right, we're getting ready for our Connect 4 tournament for the coaches to determine who's going to get the first pick in the draft.
Check. How do
The
I
first
tell?
round, first match is Drew versus the Elkins.
Wait a
Team
sec, which
Elkins.
Elkin is this? I hear there's 100 of them.
There's 100 Elkins running around here. You may
The
have to
handsome
play
one.
How
any
do
of
I
them.
how do I know I've got the right one? Can they switch at any point?
Yeah, it's universal Elkins. There's a universal Elkins
Oh, you don't
rule.
want me to give it the. Okay.
All right, so red is going to go first.
Of course.
Connect 4 one move at a
Visitors.
time. Okay, the first person to get 4 in a row wins. Pretty simple game. You can stalemate. If there's a stalemate, the person who went first in the first game will go second in the second game. So we'll just flip flop the order.
I've never been more nervous for anything in my life. Here we go.
Yes, it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big.
It feels real. It feels
All
real
right,
serious.
First round. Let's go.
All right, we're going to start with the classic Russian Teratana of Elkins.
Oh.
No, this is where I hit you with the King's Gambit. Is that what, you know?
Oh, he's playing chess.
Interesting choice. You sure you can take that back?
Nah, dude, listen.
Oh,
no, you can't take it back. Once it drops, it's done.
Oh, he's just trying to be a gentleman.
I was trying to be polite because
Nah.
he's
He's
obviously lost at this point.
They're sweethearts in Canada, you know.
Strategy.
Okay, let's go right there, dude.
Okay, we're gonna try to stack it up for a little diagonal play here.
Yeah, we're going for a little diagonal play.
All right, Drew. We're gonna block here.
Come on, Drew.
That was just a beginner's mistake. I'll let it slide this time.
It's okay.
It's all right. Listen, I want you to get upset about this. Hey, dude, you don't speak
the
about my
tension
mother.
is thick in this room right now. All the competitors are watching so intently.
I'm really just watching his eyes to see what's happening. You know what I'm
See who their
saying?
coaches are. You mean you think he's better? Oh,
it feels super Canadian right now.
I wasn't going to say that this is our national game.
risky maneuvers going on here. Oh, Drew. Looking to make a double play here.
Cheese and rice, dude.
So now he's here. All right. We're starting to run out of pieces available here.
Are you kidding me right now, dude?
Oh, there's only a couple of things they can do. Now every choice matters. I see Sean Applegate over here working through his own personal strategies of the game. I bet he's put like 10 hours playing it today. Oh, he's trying to bait him up.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
No,
You scared me.
nothing.
The confidence.
I was like, wait, what did I?
The way that he dropped it.
Wait on the ref. Bro.
He was like, oh, Canada. That hurt me deep. That hurt me deep right
Got
there.
him on the double move right here. Drew with the double because Jitsu moving to the round. We're going to find out who his opponent is.
Now I'm going to go hear about this for 6 months.
So the Elkins taking the L today. All right, next up, we got Sean versus Eli. You guys want to rock, paper, scissors for first move or what? Okay, red moves first. Sean first. I think they want you to play on the same side.
We have all the pieces.
Okay. They want you to play on the same side.
Same side.
This is yours. All right. Do you want that? Over here in the corner, so that way they can see the slots.
I get it.
All right. Seen both of
makes
these
it
guys
less
playing some
intense
strategy
that way.
out today with their Connect 4 game. First move is going to go to Sean going red. Yeah, we're going to go red first. All right, choosing the center of the
All
board
right.
again.
Sorry to
Seems
get
a pretty
stressful.
standard choice. These guys both know what they're doing. They both played a lot of Connect 4 today. This game.
Wow. Wow.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry. There's always the next match. All right. There was a lot of pressure. It's just sometimes these things
I
happen.
told y'all that Applegate's been off the Call of Duty, bro. He's been off the Call of Duty. He's been on the Connect 4 for a week.
We're gonna go now. Match between Elkins. Is it still gonna be you, or you? I want to replace with other Elkins. All right. So let's bring in Eli versus Matt. This will determine who drafts third and fourth. The winner of this one will get the third pick. So no pressure. No pressure here. If you don't win this, you get the last pick in the draft. So don't worry about it. Just think about it. Okay.
I'm completely in my head right now. Listen,
Red team.
I'm shook.
Did you see how
shook.
I lost?
I did
you?
see,
Okay.
but you didn't lose to a Canadian. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
All right. Red team leads.
Okay.
Let's see what we got here.
Bam.
I'm going to use my exact same
Again,
strategy as last time.
Start the exact same way.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go now. Eli,
Just a second. Hold on.
is he going to learn from his past mistakes, or will we see a repeat? Oh, see, that's black belt moves right there. That man has seen that move before, and he knew how to block it.
You win or you learn.
That's it, right? There's a lot of learning going on here today.
I learned fast last time.
Nice. Now we're getting into it.
They call that the Build-A-Bear.
Oh, the classic Build-A-Bear. I haven't seen that in years.
Dang, dude.
Careful, dude.
Uh-oh. Oh, man, this is getting pretty tense. Yes.
It feels that way.
Everybody has a lot of money on this match. All right, there's a block. Oh, okay. Maneuver by young Elkins here, or medium Elkins, if you will.
I'll just prefer the handsome one.
The most handsome one, definitely. Everybody knows that.
Dang, dude.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure where we're going with that one, but we're out here. Okay. I like where you're trying to go with that. Hey, that's why you're not up here, okay?
You stick to commentating back there, Matt Scaff.
Okay, here we go. Getting
Isu.
part where everybody's gonna get lost in the movements. Oh! Classic. All right, so fourth pick will go to Eli. Third pick will go to Team Elkins tomorrow. All right. This is for all the marbles, as they say. Okay. You fellas okay with who's gonna lead here? Who y'all want to
I'm
choose?
okay with who's going to lose here.
Oh, predictions?
Predictions.
How many moves? How many moves?
Precisely 4 in a row.
Four moves in a row?
Like
You're just gonna stack four and that's
I'm
it.
gonna win. Yeah. It takes.
Did you see what he did to the last guy?
I would say 3, but
He
it
literally
takes
did that
minimum.
last time, right? You saw that. Don't be scared.
Who's scared? I didn't understand what he did. It wasn't scary.
Yeah. Is it the same thing? Oh, cool, sweet.
Taratanov.
Okay.
I see. I see you're a man of culture.
It's the greatest opening. Okay. Yes, I see. I knew that Sean had played this a lot leading into this game. He did not come in here half cocked at all. Drew's out. This is over. If you know, you know. Boom. That's what I was saying. Congratulations to Team Applegate, the first round draft choice. Second round will go to Drew. And so that's how we'll start off tomorrow with our draft. Gonna give the mic off here.
Go ahead and let's assign the teams to the coaches as well.
Okay.
All right. So Sean is going to be team toe hold. So Sean
toe hold.
Applegate, team toe hold, will have the first pick in every round. The second pick is going to go to where to go?
Drew.
To Drew Weatherhead. You'll be team supernatural survival gear.
Yeah.
All right. So supernatural survival gear, Drew Weatherhead goes second. Third, was that? We'll do that tomorrow.
The draft
we'll do
is
that
tomorrow. Yep.
Draft is tomorrow at 10 a.m.
You got to tune in tomorrow for the gram.
10 a.m. Drafts at 10 a.m. Then third pick in the draft is going to be the Elkins brothers. And y'all are going to have to be team such and such.
Team such and such.
Team such and such for sure.
Such and such.
All right. And fourth place. And and that's fine.
He's first in everybody's heart, you know?
That's
He's first in
fine. It's
everybody's
not
heart.
even that big a deal. Fourth place in every single round will be Eli Knight.
This is where you see
Our
strategy.
fourth sponsor is actually Primo's Heroes, which is a charity organization that Kevin Primo runs for firefighters and police officers. And he'll be able to tell you a little more about that, throughout the course of the week. So
Very nice.
Primo's Heroes right here.
Very
It'd be
nice.
real fun if Kevin is competing against his own charity. He's the only different team.
Interesting dynamic there.
All right. So
All right.
I think Scaff, Lindsay, let's throw it back over to you guys to close it out. And great job, guys.
Man.
Feel free to hang around as long as you want or strike out. Your
Yeah.
call.
Awesome.
Thank
I did.
Well, there we go. We got our draft orders. I mean, Sean Applegate came in there and just clinical finishes in his Connect 4.
I know. It was almost like a mic drop. Just like,
Yeah, he played the
boom.
dilemma game.
What?
I seen him just like, oh, where are you gonna put? Boom, where are you gonna? Boom. And then he just gets the victory. But he's got first pick, and I mean, like I said, the perfect season to me was was Sean not getting Elijah, just because I think it would have been very fascinating to see Sean's guys go against Elijah. But it looks like we're gonna see. I mean, spoiler alert. Sean Applegate's going to pick Elijah Carlton first.
So Sean gets the first pick in every round,
Well,
or is it going to
I want
rotate?
to talk to Brandon about that because in anything I've ever, you guys know, I'm a huge fantasy sports player. All right, like when I'll do like drafts and stuff. So you do a football, like you almost always snake draft. So that just means
Yeah,
like
that's
it
what I was
goes.
thinking.
So I think we need to switch that because I think that's a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
The person that gets last pick in the first round should get first pick in the second.
To be fair, he did have hours to practice and study Connect 4.
Sean or Drew?
No, I mean,
Everybody.
Eli was working
Oh, yeah,
at
he
it
was.
all day apparently.
That's true.
But no, I agree. Serpentine is the way the snake draft. I mean, it's more fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that switch because I think again it is a little unfair if we're going. Sean should get the last pick of the second round, first pick of the third. But what do you guys think about tonight? Huge success, right?
Tons of fun. I mean, just the great feel of seeing everyone here. I mean, after all the qualifiers and seeing just different competitors, but seeing everyone together and the chemistry, and everyone's like really in a good place. And a little bit of smack talk amongst them, a little friendly rivalry. Having the coaches on here and actually seeing what they want to do, it's very exciting. Really exciting.
Yes, and just watching them go out there and have fun. You still see that competitive edge, and they want to beat each other and stuff, but they're still, clapping for each other, and there's still some trash talk. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that everybody just took the events and made it fun and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it was a big success.
But does that change? Come around, day number 2 after somebody doesn't have any points and they see some other buddies of theirs that they're chummy with. Oh, they're way ahead of them.
Oh yeah, because the points puts a lot of pressure on you because you see yourself at the bottom. Let's say tomorrow, a black belt goes 1-2, or maybe he loses 2 matches and draws a third. Now all of a sudden he's at 0 points, and he's looking up at a purple belt who got 2 chokes, and he's seeing a purple belt's 14 and he's got 0. I mean, that's going to affect everything, your mood, your mindset, everything.
I mean, I think, when the Elkins were talking about, or Matt was talking about, like having that experience and be able to talk them through that emotional roller coaster, that could really set their team up for success.
Yeah, I think so too. They got the third pick. So let's just kind of analyze, like, who do you guys think is going to, so we got Sean Applegate first pick. We've got Drew Weatherhead second. We've got Elkins third and Eli Knight fourth. Who does everybody pick? So you guys all agree, right? Sean's going to pick Elijah.
Of course.
So who does Drew Weatherhead pick? Who do you guys think?
I think Gio. No, I had Caleb second and then Gio third. That's who I had.
I think Caleb second as well. But then the question is, how well do the Elkins know Gio? Because they were talking about how they wanted somebody they know. So do they?
Yeah, they're going to disrupt everything and pick Marcus first round.
I think Elkins is going to pick Jonathan Roberts. It's one of their best friends. They've trained together for years. I think they're going Jonathan Roberts. I think that's what he hinted at, is like, we're taking guys we know.
Yep.
He's going to take Jonathan Roberts over these other guys. And then I think that leaves Eli with who you think he's going to take. Dane. So honestly, if it's a snake draft, so let's just look at it like this. We got Sean Applegate taking, because I'm going to see if we can change it. But that would mean Eli could get Dane Leake and Gio Ortiz.
That'd be killer. And all of a sudden, losing Connect 4 looks really good.
No,
looks really good.
And that's what I think it should be. I mean, I think Drew should get, Eli should get those final two spots. And if he ends up with, he'll end up with either, let's say it's Dane Leake and Caleb Mcallister. Maybe Gio gets take second, but he's going to get, to me, there's 5 guys at the top of this thing, and if you can get 2 of them, Dane Leake and Gio,
that's
an
awesome
team. Powerful team.
And I think that's great too, because I was talking to one of the competitors. I think because Eli and Drew came from more of a traditional background, having more traditional competitors might work better for them. I don't know. Do you feel like, if you have somebody that comes from a traditional background here, do you vibe with them as a coach as much as if you had somebody, say you have a purple belt from 10th Planet system and a purple belt from a traditional system? I would think that you would vibe more with that purple belt from a 10th Planet system, because you come up talking the same language, the same experiences.
Maybe. I think the week long, maybe not as much. But to me, that just thinking about the first round and kind of guessing where guys are going, it's fascinating. So, I think that's it. You got Elijah 1, 2, probably Caleb, 3. Jonathan Roberts, and then 4, Dane Leake or Gio Ortiz.
If so, that could be really interesting, because if you see that Dane Leake and Gio Ortiz go to Eli, that then brings again the Elkins brothers, and you're looking at Primo, I bet.
Yeah.
And so they're assembling their squad of all their best friends.
They're bros.
Yeah. But they're also killers.
Yeah. I
they know so well.
A lot of people have talked about Kevin. We've talked about Kevin. Kevin could be the guy that wins this whole thing. Kevin coming in, no COVID, super, super strong. He's the biggest guy in this season. Maybe he goes and wins this whole thing.
I hope it plays out that way. That seems
that'd be awesome.
Exciting.
Super salty Kevin wins it all.
Yeah. But it's like Sean Applegate's evil plan is like coming to fruition. He's like, got first pick. He's gonna get all his guys, I'm gonna guess. And he's got his team, and we'll see. Is it going to be the season of 10th Planet Atlanta, or the 10th Planet Atlanta guys going to come in here and just kill it? Or are we going to see somebody else? Maybe, again, Eli Knight coming in, especially if we can change this to snake draft, which I'm hoping we can. Because if not, then you're looking at Sean Applegate possibly getting
stacked up.
He would get Elijah Carlton and Gio, or Elijah Carlton and Dane Leake.
Yeah. And that's rough. That's rough for all the rest of the teams.
Yeah.
That $500 of Bitcoin looks like it's his.
Yeah. So you guys have any questions or anything? Remember, we're going 10 a.m. live tomorrow doing this draft, 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. We're having, all these guys are having 3 matches a night. So if you want to see some top level jiu-jitsu, you want to see Elijah Carlton, he's going to have 3 matches every single night, Monday through Thursday. Caleb Mcallister, every single one of these dudes. And it's going to be one of the best shows of the year. I know it's January, but this is going to be one of the best jiu-jitsu shows of the year. I really think this season people are going to be talking about, from the production to just everything about this season is going to be top notch.
Yeah, higher level competition. Having the qualifiers has brought in, a lot of names and a lot of experience that wouldn't have been here otherwise.
And here's another reason you have to watch the draft tomorrow, because you can't pick your fantasy picks until you know who's on what team.
I know. So when is the fantasy going to close?
It closes 6 p.m. right when the matches start.
Just like season 1, right when the matches start, it closes. So that's a quick turnaround. Now, luckily, BMAX already built the schedule, so we can just plug and play, whoever gets picked. But even then, that's still a quick turnaround to do analysis. I'm going to be typing like a million miles an hour over there. Like, but for all of us, it's going to be tough. But it's going to be really, really fun, too.
Absolutely. I'm very excited. I'm very excited just to be able to participate in the fantasy this year. So that was one thing that I really missed in the second season. So.
Yeah, the fantasy is always a great way to talk trash with your friends, and it's I don't know if there's any prizes this year for the fantasy.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, maybe not. But man, last year we had $1,000 for that fantasy. This year now it's just more about bragging rights and pride, which I mean, some of us need more than others.
McWhorter, you're still out there. I'm gonna beat you again.
Can you see who's already like registered for the
I
fantasy?
was driving down here. I'm
Probably
not as concerned right now, but I have a feeling he's going to be out there again.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
I'm sure.
going to get vengeance against all those people that beat me before. All three.
I hear you, Brad. Too bad we can't just have this thing going 24 hours. I mean, honestly, I would just stay on this mic for, 12
would.
hours. I could do it. Lindsay, she might be falling asleep.
I run out of words. Yeah, around 9:30, I stop talking.
But I can still go.
But to answer Kyle Canfield's question, yes, you have to pick your team every day.
Yes.
It does change. So you have it's a system where you're going to have $120 up to 7 spots, and you have to figure out accordingly. Right now, the highest dollar amount guy is Elijah Carlton at $25, followed by Gio Ortiz at 21. Then you have a handful at 20, and your penny pick is currently Kiahi at $11.
Hey, dude. After his performance today,
you should go up tomorrow, huh?
I'm just saying, maybe he's got that straight ankle lock in the bag. He just comes in and straight ankle locks 3 dudes, breaks Elijah first match. Dude, Kiahi just pops in there and just straight ankle locks Elijah, breaks his leg.
Murder.
Elijah's done.
Murder.
Sean Applegate's whole evil plan ruined because Kiahi went ham after season 1. He was like, nah, man, I'm coming in to win this season. What if Kiahi won the season?
Dude, I would be so happy. I would buy him a steak.
It'd be some crappy steak.
I would let him choose.
Oh yeah. It'd be
Okay.
from like Taco Bell. Like, you can have one of the
That might be what he
you can
wants.
either have a steak burrito, a steak taco, or a steak quesadilla from Taco Bell.
It's steak.
Well, Kiahi, though, is that testament you're talking about, like of what this being a part of the PGF can do for you, the leaps and bounds that his jiu-jitsu has made, and just made him just a better player all around.
He was a part of something special. He was a part of and around guys that were excellent. And when you're around guys that are excellent, you want to become excellent. And it's clear that, man, he's in the work since season 1. And so, yeah, I'm hoping he gets a chance to go out there and have some matches. To me, this season, while obviously everyone's going to be looking at who's going to finish number 1, I think it's going to be just as exciting to see, who's going to end up in that 7th and 8th spot for the playoffs, and who's not going to get picked. Like, who's going to be the bottom 4 guys? Like, I have no clue. Like, who are going to be the last 4 picks?
It's usually crazy drama, like because they go in and out.
Well, just imagine how nervous these dudes are going to be when there's 8 guys left, and they know some of them are going to be the 5th round picks, and then there's going to be 4 that are the 6th. Those last 8 guys are going to just be like, their hearts are going to be like, I mean.
So I'm assuming that the schedule is going to be on pgfhome.com. So I hope that I'm not stepping out on that. So like Egghead said, the schedule is already built, and once the draft occurs, Brandon will just be able to plug in the names. So, you'll need that for your fantasy. I would.
Most definitely. I mean,
so,
how can you pick your team unless you know who you're going against? Because if you happen to be going against, all the top guys, you might not want to pick that guy. Because even Elijah had to settle for some breaks against a few guys.
So make sure that you guys are visiting pgfhome.com.
Yeah. And me and Lindsay, of course, are going to be battling out this year. And
I'm going to win.
Between you two.
Yeah. We don't care about you, again. You can win. You can beat us.
I don't know. I want to go number 1. What did I get first season?
Please.
I was like
You're
number 4.
Getting number 1.
I was like number 4.
You're a girl.
Whoa. Wow.
He doesn't really mean that.
No, there's only,
so don't give him any hate mail.
There's only 68 people watching.
I'm trying to get you out of, like, some people just put you on a hit list, like at the end of, what is it, Billy Madison or something? And then
in lipstick.
Yeah, and he's like marking Billy Madison off the list. Somebody, you just got added to somebody's list.
Now, the only list I should be on is yours. But anyway,
I almost snorted right there.
yeah. McCorder is not registered yet. Dude, McCorder, dude, he took his glory.
He's scared.
Wait, he beat you season 1, didn't he?
Yeah, that's why I'm still salty.
Yeah, dude. McCorder's never playing again.
No, he played second season. I whooped him
He
bad.
did? Okay.
Oh, well.
Oh, so now it's the third to see who's
The rubber
actually the
match.
champion. Yeah. Okay.
Gonna win that one too.
Okay.
Well, this season's going to be tough because, like we've said many times before, that this is the most talented season yet. All the guys. I mean, there's blue belts in here that I'm like, man. I mean, how does Mario Gayor stack up against Kevin Buring? You know, can the Scarecrow of Doom tap Randy Roden? Like, you know, these are just questions that if you see, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Like I think Brandon's called it parody. It's kind of like the NFL, where they're this. You know, they're all professionals. These guys are all killers.
Exactly.
No one made it here just because they got a pretty face. They are.
Well, there's some guys here to get dunked on. So let's be honest. There are some guys here that are going to get they're going to be lucky to win a match.
Okay, well, but the top 15.
The top 15 are killers.
Right.
Five sacrificial lambs.
That's the thing about the PGF though, and that was kind of what I was worried about with the qualifiers. Is you do need those blue belts to get dunked on. Like you need those guys that you can score points against, and like those are some gimme points.
Oh, I'm the biggest fan of blue and purple belts. Like to me, those are the most like. Season 1, we saw 2 blue belts, right? We saw Noah Randolph absolutely kill it, and then we saw Blake Randall. And I loved both of those stories. Matt Anderson was one of my favorite stories from season 1, just as much as Elijah going 24-0.
Seth Tatum there, he made the
exactly. There were so many blue belts. Exactly, Seth Tatum.
And we talk about them getting dunked on, but the experience that they're getting from being in the PGF and getting those rounds like Elijah Carlton and those high level competitors, they're getting their weight and experience, and so it's not like we're trying to throw them under the bus. They're rising with the tide as well.
I mean, what level you're at. The mats never lie. And so some of these guys, they know where they're at. They're out there just to get the experience. They're out there. We heard Marcus Elkins. It's like, man, if I can just survive against a lot, maybe I just survive all 6 minutes. Like that's a win for me.
Absolutely.
And any buggy chokes this season. I mean, dude, I just said Marcus Elkins. Marcus Elkins has a really, really gnarly buggy choke. So if somebody does it, it's definitely. I know Mario does a variation of the buggy choke. He does a fly trap. So there's a couple of guys out here that can throw some really funky submissions, and the buggy choke is definitely on the table for a few of these gentlemen.
Well, I think you talked about before, like where you have purple belts and even blue belts that have some techniques that they're black belt level at. So you have some of these guys, like you said, that they can, punch well above their belt level and possibly take somebody out. But that same person could still get dunked on because they don't have the complete game. So it's kind of a balance there where there's some parity in the fact that, like, on any given match, you really could have some belt level upsets.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm here for. I'm here to see the blue belt beat the black belt. I'm here to see Kevin Buring tap out 3 black belts. I'm here to see, let's think of who else? Who am I thinking about? Tyler.
Noah.
Yeah, or Noah or Tyler or one of these guys. Like, I would
do
love
some
to
amazing things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for the underdog.
Yeah. All right, let's get parting thoughts because I think our microphone batteries are dying.
Oh. Well, really, I mean, 10 a.m. That's what
yes.
Join us 10 a.m. tomorrow. Check out the draft, and let's see where everybody gets picked.
Register for the fantasy. Follow or visit pgfhome.com. Looking at the schedule. All right, and we'll see you in the morning.
Ooh, can we expect this is the final question. Can we expect another Evan Stapler breakout? Of course.
Ooh, something like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, Kevin Buring, I'm telling you, kid's a blue belt. I've been so impressed by what he's done. So, yeah.
I want to see Woolsey. I think he'd do great things. I mean, he's got years and years of experience, even though he just got his purple belt. Like Cheryl just got his purple belt, but I think people are looking Woolsey.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of guys. There's a bunch of potential storylines. Maybe not the dirty. I don't know. We'll see. He's asking when we get that Evan Stapler dirty jiu-jitsu.
Dane Leak does a lot of muffler.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen him do that several times.
He's a crucifix guy. He loves the crucifix.
That's some dirty stuff right there.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll see tomorrow.
Just
see
begun.
you guys tomorrow.